Hey guys, the WalterFootball.com After Dark Show for December 1st, 2024. December 1st, how about that? We're going to be doing the Week 13 NFL picks against the spread for the 2024 NFL season. Our final thoughts here in this video. We're going to be joined by Quacky T. Before we intro him, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. As you can see here, I'm wearing one of the shirts of the famous AMC 801 shirt, which is kind of sad now because AMC is like 50 cents, but you know, what are you going to do here? So, yeah, you can buy that shirt. You can buy several others, 25% off, all stuff on here. We have the Butker Was Right apron. We have Squirrels Lives Matter. They somehow haven't canceled that yet. So you can get all this stuff at the WalterFootball.com merch store. That'll help us out a lot. You can go to Amazon, too. You can buy my books, Jerks of the College Years, where I made fun of people at Penn State, and how the 2020 MVP was stolen, which is about how Brett Favre tried to sabotage Aaron Rodgers. Also, we have Super Chat Super Stickers, which helps us out the most. We've had some great ones the past couple weeks. Slew, Joe Fascio, Cam McNeagle, Jason Cintron, John Sanders. I said Slew, right? Slew or John Sanders. Yeah, both you guys. So all that would help us out a lot. Like, you guys are really like the backbone of the show, because these YouTube ads pay nothing. And you know, it's like I say this as a joke all the time, but yeah, I could actually just go outside and just pick out change and like make more than we do on these YouTube ads. So any of these contributions like really help us out the most. So thank you guys so much for the past, and really, like, if you want to help us out, that would be really appreciated. All right, so we are joined by Quacky T. Tom, how's it going? How's your Thanksgiving?
Oh, Walt, it was great. I hope you had a good one too. Hello to you and to the whole WalterFootball.com family. I'm so glad to be here as always. And you know, when I'm on, it's a little bit of football and a whole lot of nonsense. We got a lot to get into here. Two things. First of all, this time last week, I sat here and solemnly swore that I would watch Clue before next show, and I did. As I was texting with you earlier, I did. It was really good. I really did like it. And also, hey, Walter, do you remember when I was the WalterFootball.com official eyes on the ground in Munich? But I didn't go to the game.
Yes. So what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go to the game. I was just happened to, I just wanted to hang around that same city. Well, I'm doing the same thing for the Jaguars. I'm here in Jacksonville and visiting family for the holiday season. So I'm the eyes on the ground, even though I'm not going to the game at all. But and no ham on Thanksgiving there, Slew. To answer your question, you know I'm anti-ham. But we'll get into that Houston-Jacksonville game in a little bit here. I've got quite an opinion on that one. So looking forward to getting into it and glad to be here.
I have to ask you about Clue. Let's say that to the end, okay? Because
sure.
People want to get into football and stuff. Although another show, The Watcher, I've recommended that to Patrick and everyone. Really, really cool show, I thought. And reminded me of M. Night. I agree. A little weird, but go ahead.
I think I did see that one. Is that on Netflix where they're receiving those letters in the mail?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I did see that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah.
Were your Penn State hats, you too? Do I have Penn State hat? I don't think I do.
No way. I hope they lose, man. Sorry, Walter.
He apologized to me. I don't think I know they beat Maryland today, and the coach had to defend like scoring at the end. He's like, I put in my scrubs. Like, he didn't say scrubs. I put in my scrubs. Like, we're trying to score, and they had their starters out there. Like, okay, yeah, sure. I don't like why are people so mad about this?
Yeah, I mean, also, can you argue that they're trying to make the case? You know, they want to win by a larger margin to maybe move up. I know what are they 4 now? Like maybe with Ohio State losing, maybe they want to get in that 2 spot sort of thing. I don't follow it that closely to know the specifics of if they could get to 2. Obviously, Oregon will stay 1, but. But we'll see what happens. I guess they're going to play Oregon for the Big Ten championship.
It's so weird. I totally forgot.
I don't know what conference any team's in anymore. It's and I hardly watch. I'll kind of look for like line movement. Maybe I'll check out your picks, and if anything kind of aligns there, I'll go with them. Actually, I've done all right considering I don't watch like a second of it. Well, that's not true here and there, but anyhow, we can move on.
Yeah, we went 4-1 in college picks today.
Yeah, another good day.
Today plus Friday, I should say. So yeah, it was another great week. I think I'm like 42-28 on the year, I want to say. So pretty solid year. But yeah, I agree. Like Penn State, Oregon should be the Rose Bowl, not the Big Ten championship.
Yeah.
So strange.
I took one team in college football today. You know, I like the animal teams. I took the UTSA Roadrunners
Okay.
plus 6.5, and they lost by 5. So that's my streak continues with the animals.
That's great. Is that the only reason you took them? Was it the Roadrunners?
I mean, I like to bet funny team names too, you know, as part of it. But like, it's not just that, you know. Like there was good line movement too, from what I saw, and they're a decent team. They covered. So.
I mean, were they playing the Los Lobos of New Mexico?
They're playing Army. Okay.
All right. Well, I thought if you're like, hey, Roadrunners versus Coyotes, like you got it. I really thought you were going that way.
That would be awesome, dude. If that ever happened, that's like I wanted to bet, but they lost. I bet on the San Diego Padres on Father's Day.
Okay.
You know, because Padre, for those of you who are, it's your first visit to Earth, Padre means father in Spanish. But they lost. I thought for sure that would be rigged, man. Don't you think the Padres should win on the Father's Day game?
It'd be,
it's a load of crap, man.
Yeah, but everyone's betting it. Everyone's betting it.
No. I think only I thought of that. Maybe.
Okay. I just think, Walt, you should read Provoked, Scott Wharton's new book about the Russia-Ukraine war, 250 pages in. It's only on the Obama years. Okay. That's interesting. During the offseason, I'll have to check it out. So thanks for that. Yeah, I have plenty to say about that war. But yeah, I'm certainly interested in that topic. All right. Yeah, most bowl games mean nothing. Agreed. And no team that has played Notre Dame the previous week has covered this year. Hence the UTSA bet.
Slew backs the Roadrunners. That's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed.
There you go.
Good call, buddy.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the games here. Titans at the Redskins. This line is 6. It was 5.5. I like backing, good teams coming off embarrassing losses. Now, I mean, lost by what was it, 8 points? It's usually like not an embarrassing loss, but they were huge favorites. And I feel like they just sleepwalk through the game. I don't think you can take that, like anything, into account there. So I expect them to rebound. And then Tennessee coming off the win, Will Levis is going to be just doing stupid stuff as usual. I think he's going to be responsible for some interceptions. So you have a good team coming off embarrassing loss. You have a bad team coming off win. Usually these things like go the other way. And we're getting great line value because the advanced spread was 8. It went down to 5.5, and now it's 6. It's still a good value. I didn't see anything from a prop perspective. I thought maybe like Tony Pollard over, but the fear here is like if the Titans are getting blown out, like he's not going to run. I thought Will Levis over interceptions, but the Redskins only have 4 picks on the year. I still like it a little bit, but I didn't bet it. So what are your thoughts on this game?
Give me the Washington football team. Yeah, I mean they really. I like the way you put it. I think they sleptwalked through the Cowboys game as well. Sometimes it's like what Jaden Daniels was it that game? He just like ran out of bounds like 3 straight plays. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
I don't know. It was just. And also, I'm not going to put any stock into the Titans. What, like magically just because they beat a Houston team that I believe to be overrated? We'll get into that a little bit later. That suddenly that they're going to like make a game out of this. I don't see that happening. Yeah, I mean, from all that we've seen from Will Levis after one game against, I think Houston's still a quality opponent, but I don't think that I still think they're living off the reputation and the hype of last year. So I'm not putting that much stock into that Titans victory. As I mean, it was an impressive victory for them. But I think the Commandos come back here, and I like Washington. I know we've got them on our card, so
we do. So hopefully they cover. People are asking like, what if they're in a free fall? Chris saying like all 3 losses. Well, in fairness, 2 of their losses were against the Steelers and the Eagles, like 2 really good teams. And so I didn't like obviously going to last week, like no one really thought of that, like, and they're huge favorites. And I said this on, I forget which show, maybe it was both Tuesday and Thursday. I said, like, what I imagine the scenario happened where, the Redskins had a watch party because the Cowboys played Monday night against the Texans. And they probably spent the entire time laughing about how bad that team was. And I thought, like, they probably were like, we'll just show up and beat this team. I think that's where their mindset was. And, Dallas, to their credit, tried hard. I don't know why, like they can't make the playoffs really, but they did try hard, and and they won, and that like upsets happen. And I think now, like the Redskins have to be on alert here. Yeah, they lost 2 games to better teams, to Steelers and Eagles, but now they lost to a far inferior team. So I think they're going to rebound. Yeah. So yeah, I like them to bounce back.
I'm with it. What do we got here?
Yeah. The Titans broke that Lions hangover thing. Yeah. I never really bought into the hangover stuff. I just never really understood it, like why that happens. Welcome back, Quacky. Great show when you're on. Look at that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for Toto. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Houston's overrated. It's so weird. Like I think they have good talent. I just think that they're not well coached offensively. They're so predictable with their running. And so if they go up against a team that can stop the run, like they just have such big issues, like the Titans just shut down Joe Mixon, and then the Texans are in third and long all the time. Like of course they're going to struggle. But if they're playing a team that can't stop the run, they should do well. It's usually that's how they've operated this year. Like even in the games where they didn't have Joe Mixon, they struggled. But when Mixon came back, they were playing a lot better. It's a lot. It's very easy to face the Titans team off the 3-game winning streak. It's like it's what the doctor ordered. It's your relative of Quackies. I don't know.
There's a spot for you on the farm, man. Don't worry.
Right.
There's a spot for everyone.
Yeah. Why not? Come on down. Right.
Chargers. Oh, the Superchargers! Oh my God.
The San Diego Superchargers at the Atlanta Falcons. This line is 1. Looks like some sharp action on Atlanta, and I think that's because of the injury report. So the Chargers are going to be without Denzel Perriman, J.K. Dobbins. We knew about Dobbins, and then Cam Hart, one of their corners, is out. They might be without Deion Henley. That's an injury to watch out for because they're already down Perriman. So if they're down Henley too, they're down 2 linebackers. So you never want to see cluster injuries. So we'll know about that at 11:30. So I'll have an update for that on the site. But otherwise, Atlanta is getting healthier. They're still going to be down Mike Hughes, one of their starting corners, but a couple of their corners are coming back. And so is one of their linebackers, Troy Anderson. So they're going to be healthier this week. So I could see why the Sharps are on Atlanta, but I still think the Chargers are the better team. And they're coming off a loss. If you take out 2014, which is when like Jim Harbaugh had one foot out the door with San Francisco, if you just remove that season, he is 10-3 against the spread off a loss. So I love backing these good teams, good coaches off a loss, playing against an inferior team in Atlanta. Like almost every time Atlanta has gone outside the division this year, it's been a disaster. Like they barely beat Dallas, like a Dallas team we know is not good now. They got blown out at home against Seattle. They got blown out even worse at Denver. Like this team is not good. They could beat the NFC South teams, like what they do, but they can't beat anyone else unless it's like a fluky thing, like that Eagles game in week 2. So yeah, I'm definitely on the Chargers here. As far as player props are concerned in this game, I like Will Dissly over 40.5 receiving yards. Atlanta is terrible against tight ends. So we will be on Dissly. So what are your thoughts on this game?
I don't have too much of an opinion, but it's Superchargers or nothing for me. This spot, I'm a little hesitant because while like your points are taken about Atlanta, especially how they played outside of their division, I think there's merit to that. But I don't know. I feel like something just feels weird about this. I certainly wouldn't take the Falcons, but if I had to take anything, I'd go with the Superchargers. But I don't know. This seems like a strange spot, and I'm a little concerned. But it's Superchargers or nothing for me.
Okay. Any thoughts on how to make a good long shot parlay? Got lots of bonus bets. Any suggestions there, Tom, for a long shot parlay?
Well, what I do. Sometimes I guess I've heard some people call it the sharp parlay, where you get like 5 legs of, like for example, like in hockey, like maybe a team that you like to win, you get them at plus 2.5 or something. You're getting it at a bad number, but you're picking like 5 things. You can do that. So I've done that a few times. I've hit a couple 5 or 6 leggers this year, Walter, with our some of our picks, and just like maybe buying a few points. When I do parlays that are more than like 4 or 5 teams, I'll usually do that. And that's not a common occurrence, but that, I mean, some people like to stack, really take a long shot, and I don't really do that too often. But I like to do what I just said. There's not really any rhyme or reason to when I do it, but it seems like it does okay. But
yeah, I think I would say like some of these props that I have, like some of them go way over, and so you can bet all numbers on those. Like for example, Tucker Kraft on Thanksgiving, like we had his over 31.5, which is like a number I did not understand. Like I thought that'd be in the mid 40s. It's 31.5, and like if you bet like the 50 plus, like you would I got like plus 250 or something, and so you parlay a few of those, I think, and like they definitely have a better chance of hitting than most plus 250 prop positions. So I think that's what I would recommend. Not like I usually don't do like long shot parlays. We do our 4-game same game parlays for each primetime game. We won our past 2, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So we're going for number 3 with San Francisco Buffalo, which is on the site already. No, but that's what I recommend. I usually don't do parlays outside of the same game parlay stuff. So
yeah, it's uncommon for me. I don't usually do more than 2 or 3 legs. I every now and then I'll throw together a little same game parlay, but it's rare.
mm-hmm.
It's rare unless I'm really buying like I said the sharp parlay as I described it, or not so sharp if it doesn't hit. So
any updated point prediction for Brees? Well, he's expected to play, right? He was full on practice, I thought. So let's see here. Okay, I brought him down to 0. Okay, because I thought he'd be out. So yeah, I'll update that tonight. It'll probably be around 14 or 15 PPR, and then like 10 standard. I don't love him this week. Seattle's run defense is really good. So I mean, he's going to catch his passes, but he's not someone I'm like dying to play.
Yes.
Hey,
also don't forget to get your tickets for Little Shop of Horrors there. You were feeding me, Seymour. I just saw that ad. I think it just went away. Did you see it?
Oh no, I didn't.
It just went away. It was Little Shop of Horrors. That's it with the giant Venus with Rick Moranis. Feed me, Seymour.
Wow, I didn't see that. I didn't see it on the screen. It's so weird. I'm usually not looking at this screen.
I am usually not either. I just happen. Anyhow, sorry. This is what you get when I come on the show.
Who's Walter? I am Walter. Hello.
Yeah. What's up, Steve?
I played Bills 49ers under, and Cook and McCaffrey to score touchdowns. Weather looks awful. McAfee, yeah.
McAfee free.
Yeah, this weather looks not good. So yeah, it makes sense. But I'm usually I'm on the overs there. But yeah, I mean, it really depends on the wind and stuff. I don't know if it's like actually going to snow during the game. It's so hard to predict the weather. And meteorologists can't get this stuff right. So like us like sports bettors are supposed to get this right too. Like it's I think it's so funny that we take it for granted. It's like, oh, what's the weather going to be? Okay, let me factor that in. Whereas like these meteorologists are like, I have no idea. It's so funny. It's so funny how that works.
80% of the time it works 100% of the time.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well,
I mean, at least if it's close, usually it's close.
I don't know, man. Sometimes they're way off.
Yeah.
I'm sure some are better than others. But I don't know.
I'm the chief meteorologist. Did you know that? By trade.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you are definitely the chief meteorologist on the Walt. You've been hired as our chief meteorologist.
Yeah, because I was checking the weather in Munich and now here in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
I'm Johnny on the spot, man.
You're the on the ground reporter here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what do we got here? The Bengal Tigers and the Steelers.
Okay, so John's saying we had 2 feet of snow last 8 hours. But okay, but like, is it going to keep snowing? Is it going to keep snowing tomorrow though? Like,
yeah, like they're definitely working overnight.
Right, like they're going to shovel all the snow off. But like, is it going to keep snowing, or like, what's the wind factor? Like, that's what I want to know. But
do you think there will ever come a day where the NFL like I mean, I hope it doesn't, because like some of the, you don't get these games too much. Like I really enjoyed watching that Steelers Browns game with all that snow. You know what I mean? It doesn't come around too often. Do you think the day will come when they're like, they, you know, just mandate like every stadium's got to have like a roof or something to I hope not. I don't know why I just thought of that. I guess that's a stupid idea, huh?
Well, I read there was an article from Awful Announcing, which is like an awful website. They on Monday it was like why there will never be snow games in the future. I'm like, oh, what is this? And I click it, and they're like snow fans, football snow fans better savor the moment because there will not be snow games in the future. Why? Because of climate change.
I knew that was where this was going.
See, like,
if you didn't say that, I was going to suggest that they rewrite that article.
It's like, really? Come on.
Dude, that's a brilliant clickbait, man. Respect for the... There it is. Look, scroll down just a little bit. A little shop of horrors.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. I know some
sponsoring.
people really want to get down to the foosball here.
Yeah. All right. Well, so thank you, Little Shop of Horrors, for sponsoring the website. We're Steelers at the Bengals. This line was 2.5. It's up to 3. Looks like Sharps are in Cincinnati. Not too much of a surprise. The Sharps have been betting bad teams all year, and they've not done well. I think I have it on the site that I'm on Cincinnati, but I'm like leaning toward going Pittsburgh again. Actually, let me see. I have no idea really. Like this game is I am Pittsburgh. Okay. All right. For some reason, I thought it was going to be Cincinnati. No, I like Pittsburgh a little bit, not enough to bet them. Just because I feel like Joe Burrow could go nuts. Like he's that good to take over a game, but the Cincinnati team's not good. Like they can't block very well. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. They can't generate pressure on the quarterback for the most part. They have a lot of flaws, and people remember those Super Bowl teams. Those teams have good defenses, though. With Lou Anarumo's crew, like they lost so many players over the years. Like they lost some stellar talents, and like they're all gone. Like DJ Reader's gone, Jesse Bates is gone. Like these guys have not been replaced. And yet this is like all in price memory here. Meanwhile, you have the Steelers coming off a loss. You have Tomlin as an underdog. These are two great situations. And the Bengals, I'll talk about this with the Jets, but they remind me of like a falling knife in the stock market. I'll touch on that more with the Jets because I think it applies much more to them. But I'm leaning toward Pittsburgh as far as player props are concerned. I like Darnell Washington over 14.5 receiving yards, a very low total. He's been very involved offensively ever since Russell Wilson took over. Ever since Wilson took over, he's had I think he's like 1 or 2 targets shy of Pat Fryermuth. Like he's been that involved as like the second tight end. So I also like him in DFS. He's only 2,900, so it's a good way to get cheap and pay up for a lot of great talents this week. So who do you like in this game?
Oh, I kind of like the Steelers here. You know, I want this Bengals team to be, you know, I keep thinking like, oh, they'll be back. They're gonna kind of turn the corner here, and I feel like I've said that like 4 or 5 times now. My buddy Jay and I would joke. It was right before Russell Wilson's first start. We're like, yo, Russell Wilson started, and he's like, dude, he's literally the best in the league right now. And they're 4-1 since he started. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, they lost that. Also, they're coming off a long week here. You know, and that was a tough game. I mean, they almost came back and won against, and that was in very tough elements, as we kind of mentioned before there, with all that snow. So anyhow, I just don't think, you know, we keep waiting for Cincinnati to turn the corner and be like, oh, they really need this game. Like I feel like we said that like 3 times now. I don't trust that it's going to happen this time. You know, the Steelers have been playing solid outside of their loss to the Browns. I'm probably not going to take it, but I do like the Steelers here a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so we're in agreement. So Seattle Kraken played the Climate Pledge Arena, but when they play there, the arena produces a large carbon footprint. Of course, it's all those celebrities who are like climate change. They take like private jets all over the world. Like it's such hypocrisy. Yeah. They just do it for the the brownie points and stuff. Like they don't believe that nonsense. Like they just want to do it to virtue signal. Most of them do. Actually, I would say 99% of them do.
Well, maybe they're wrong, but I don't want to lose the snow games either. So
yeah. I do.
It wouldn't be a problem if we just switched to wind power, man. I keep telling you.
No, then the birds all die. You don't want wind power.
Oh man, they'll be fine. They know.
There's like, Trump was talking about it on the Rogan podcast. Like whenever you have those wind factories for the produce power, they're like bird graveyards, like underneath, like all the birds.
That's
flying
horrible.
It's awful. Yeah, it's horrible.
I'm joking about the wind power for anyone who couldn't tell. Some of my jokes don't land.
No, you're not. Last week you said you wanted to get rid of the animals.
No way. Yeah, and then I took the Roadrunner, so I don't want to hear it. I'm back.
See, that's you versus.
No, I wasn't saying to get rid of the animals. I was just, and I can't believe how many there are. You know.
You said there are too many. You have to get rid of them.
I don't know. I got to go back and watch last week's show. No, I'm pro animals, but not in this game. I like the Steelers in this one a little bit, but I won't take it. I don't think so. Anyhow,
how do you like Chase Brown under 17.5 rush attempts? I like Chase Brown this week in DFS just because he's so involved offensively. Like if they're behind, they're gonna throw to him. If they're ahead, they're gonna run with him. Like he's one of those guys that's getting insane usage. And so I think that I think that he is going to be a great option in DFS. As far as carries are concerned, though, like I think that you're probably onto something under 17.5. I think you'll probably get like 13 to 15 or 16 or something. But in their blowout wins, he's gotten a lot. And I think that's like that's kind of like what's pushing this number up because he's only gone over 17.5 twice. So yeah, I think I would lean under. I'm not like in love with it, but that's where I would go with that one. Yeah, you'll feel different when the first duck flies in the windmill.
It's true. I haven't thought this through. I guess.
Wow. It's all fun and games when a duck flies.
Yeah, exactly, man.
All right, let's get to the next game. We have Colts at the Patriots. So I've done a 180 on this game heading into the week, and even with Evan on Tuesday and also Andy on Thursday, I was leaning Colts. And then I saw the final injury report. It is looking ugly for the Colts. Their offensive line's in shambles. Not only are they're down their starting center, they're down their backup center too, so they have to start their third string center. This guy Printer or something. Let me look his name up. It's like Matt Printer or something. He hasn't played in like 2 years, and when he did play, Danny Printer, sorry, it's Danny Pinter. He was pretty bad a couple years ago. Their right guard is out. It's been Dalton Tucker playing, and he's been terrible. And then the right tackle, Braden Smith, is also out. So they're going to have to start Blake Freeland. So this offensive line looks like in shambles. They do get their left tackle back. But what if he's not 100% coming off injury? So, like, if that's the case, you're only going to have, like, one healthy lineman in Quentin Nelson. It was great, but, like, that's it. And then for the receiving core, Josh Downs is out. Alec Pierce is hurt. He's going to play, but I think that's out of necessity. So, really, you only have Pittman and Adonai Mitchell. And I do like Adonai Mitchell. But, so, like, Anthony Richardson's not going to get any support here. And we saw the Patriots take advantage of a team with a battered offensive line. A couple weeks ago when they played the Bears, when they were down both tackles, the Patriots sacked Caleb Williams 9 times. So I think the Patriots are a good play here for like DFS defense or like defense in general in fantasy. And I think they pull the upset here. Like the Colts are not a good team. They're not a bad team, but they're not a good team when healthy. And now they're really banged up and like they're favored on the road. So yeah, definitely give me the Patriots here. So what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I like the Patriots. I like them a good bit. I know we got them on our super contest card at +3. I just, I the thing about Anthony Richardson, it's like sometimes like you watch him play and then like you think like it just seems like I believe his ceiling is high.
Yeah,
we just have kind of yet to see him reach it. That's just my opinion. But like he's out there, like I don't know, like I always see him like running around. It seems like he's doing a lot more than he does once you look at the stat sheet and you're like, wait, what? Like. Like he can connect on like a long pass, but then like sometimes they can't really do anything else. It's kind of strange, and I think here, to asking them, well, I think it's what is it 2.5 now? I know we got it at 3 at the super contest.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's dropped to 2.5, but like minus 120, so maybe you can buy it to 3. So we'll have to look Sunday morning.
Yeah, I mean, I just on the road to win by, we got the 3. I mean, to ask them Richardson to take that team and win by 4. I don't know. They've certainly left something to be desired for me this year. They fell below my expectations, whereas New England is a team that I thought would be. I mean, I'm not trying to make an argument that they're good by any means, but I thought they would be far worse than they are. Drake May has certainly looked like he's on the rise a little bit. He's had some decent performances, at least for a rookie. I really like him at this spot, especially at home. So yeah, like I said, we got the Patriots on our card, so we'll have at it.
Yeah, player prop. The Colts run defense is bad. They've allowed every team to rush or to have a runner rush for at least 62 rushing yards in every game. The prop for Ramondre Stevenson is only 49.5. So how does that make sense? So I like Stevenson over rushing yards.
Dude, the Bears just put 20 on the Lions, and the Colts couldn't even score a touchdown against them. You know what I mean? I don't know. They just haven't inspired a lot of faith in me recently. I like Pittman. I like Downs. I like even Pierce. Can be a deep ball threat. But it's and obviously Jonathan Taylor. But it's why aren't they better? I don't know. They just don't instill a lot of confidence in me. So yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Charlie Campbell's scouting report on Richardson was perfect. Great mobility and deep ball accuracy all over the place with short and medium passes. Yeah. Charlie's the best. It's perfect description of Richardson. All right. We have Texans and Jaguars. So Trevor Lawrence is going to come back. I don't know why a 2-9 team has to rush their quarterback back from injury. Do they think they're going to make the playoffs or something? Or what is this here? I don't get it. I expect Lawrence to not be 100%, but it's his non-throwing shoulder. What if he's 95%? They can still win this game. If he's as bad as he was at the end of last year, where he's just walking around or limping around like the Black Knight and the Monty Python movies, then they have no chance in this game. But if he's 90%ish, then I do like the Jaguars here because this is their Super Bowl. But it's just it's so hard to know how healthy he's going to be. So we can only just speculate, which sucks. But, this is a 2-9 team. And so the fact that they're bringing him back says to me that he is around 90%. Again, that could be wrong. I have no idea, but that's my best guess here. So knowing this is Jacksonville Super Bowl, I'm going to be on Jacksonville. Not going to bet this game, but we do have it on our card. So I will be rooting for them. As far as the props concerned, Joe Mixon over rushing yards seems easy. The Jaguars, one of the worst run defenses in the NFL, and Mixon has gone over 100 rushing yards in 6 of his 9 games. So he should hit this over. So what are your thoughts on this game?
I love the Jaguars. They're my favorite player of the week. I think I'm going to bet the Jaguars money line.
Okay.
I'll tell you why he's coming back, because like you said, this is their Super Bowl. This is a team. Let's kind of look through Jacksonville's record. Okay, they're 2-9. That says to me they're going to put everything into this game. Now the only caveat here is we have seen Lawrence play injured, so maybe if you want to be extra cautious, maybe see one series with Lawrence, maybe hope they don't score, and then live bet the money line. I'm going to bet the money line tomorrow. They blew a 14-0 lead against Miami. They probably should have beat Cleveland. Okay, blown out at Buffalo. Fine, Buffalo is one of the best teams in football. They only lost by 4 to Houston the first time. Okay, they lost to the Bears. But then now let's get to their most recent games. Green Bay, the Eagles, the Vikings, and the Lions. They covered all those. Well, I guess not against the Vikings, but they covered on our Super Contest card. And they were close. Or I'm sorry, they didn't cover against Detroit. But 3 of those last 4 games, rather, they've covered. This team, I think, is really going to put everything they've got into this. I think they're going to win against the Texans team who. We've seen them. They lost to the Titans. They lost to the Jets. This game means everything, I think, and that's why they're bringing Lawrence back. So I'm going to bet Jacksonville money line. I think it's safe to say they're my favorite play of the week, as long as Lawrence. Yeah, so I will say that. See one series with Lawrence before you bet the money line, maybe. Just to, so that you're not calling for my head next week when I'm back on here. That's never happened to me. I've never made a bad pick before, but I mean, I think the Texans are a good team, but kind of living off all the hype from last year a little bit. I love Jacksonville in the spot, so I'll be on them.
Nice. Glad to hear that conviction. You definitely like them more than I do, so that's awesome.
I can't wait to. What if they get? What if it's like 33-7, like Texans? Like I can't wait to come back and read the comments.
Well, I've had
any,
those. I had the Browns as my pick of the month. They lost 35-14. But yeah, it was 14-14 in the fourth quarter, but still it looked bad at the end.
Yeah.
You do have bad calls sometimes. Everyone has bad calls.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, if you don't like it, you don't want to watch the show anymore, go check out Little Shop of Horrors now.
Yeah, click on it on the site, please. If you do.
Yeah. If you're not watching this, at least check out the sponsors.
Right. Yeah, why not? That helps.
Man, all right, let's keep it going here.
I like this comment by Chris. The Texans are like the Jets, and I'll throw the Bengals in there too. People in denial about how good they are because of the big names. Yeah, absolutely. There are certain teams like that every year. 2 years ago, it was like the Vikings. Remember them? Vikings, Seahawks, Giants.
Remember them? Who? Remember?
they just were barely winning against bad teams, and then they got blown out by great teams. Like they're not good. You're right, Chris. And then Walt just likes watching Mac Jones play the QB position. I like betting against him.
Party with Big Mac.
Yeah, right. Like please. I was hoping he'd start.
Do you remember You remember Super Size Me, the McDonald's documentary from 2004?
We talked about this. I haven't seen it, but I do remember it.
Yeah, there's this guy in it, and his name is Don Gorski, and he's eaten like the most Big Mac. I think he ate like 10,000 Big Macs in his life, and he has this blue shirt, and it has like the McDonald's. It says "Party with Big Mac." I was wanted to see if I could buy one of those shirts. I thought that was great. Yeah, the guy eats like 3 Big Macs a day, and he's like thin too. It's weird. I'm sure he's got some health issues of some kind, or he's a medical anomaly of some sort.
I thought the guy who did the McDonald's documentary died.
Morgan Spurlock, he did pass away. I want to say like within the last year or so.
Okay, yeah, I heard that news.
Yeah. No, it was a really interesting documentary, especially for its time. But yeah, it was Mac Jones, Party with Big Mac.
Jags game tickets as low as $14.
Really? Oh, maybe I should go. You want me to do like a video? This is Quacky T, eyes on the ground here in Jacksonville, up in the nosebleed section.
How far are you from the stadium?
Like 20 minutes. Well, without traffic. I mean,
right. I mean, who's going to be driving to the stadium though?
Hey man, they're people are going to come together.
The Super Bowl. Of course, it's the Super Bowl. They have to go.
Yeah, it's a division game too, so I feel like people are going to go. I mean,
yeah, you might have some Texans fans.
Are they really that cheap? Maybe I will go. Oh, I'll be like, you want me to do like a little report or something? I got a little microphone.
You know what?
What would I say?
You know what that reminds me of is I used to at one time I went to a Penn State basketball game because I was like hanging out with a friend or something, and like our mutual friend was like doing something at the game, and so we're supposed to we're gonna meet them afterward and like go out. So I just went to the basketball game. It's like the men's not women, like men's basketball game, and I just walked in, and I was like, wait, where do I pay for a ticket? And the guy's like, you don't pay for tickets here. You just go in. So I was like, oh, okay, it's free. I was prepared to pay like $20.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
you just go in. Okay, wow.
Yeah, no, that's
34,000 he's eaten.
That's crazy,
dude. What a legend. What a legend. Have you seen what this guy looks like? You should just bring him up real quick. Don Gorski.
Don Gorski. Okay, let's do it.
You should listen. The people deserve to know.
Wow. There you
go. That's him. Yeah.
Nice sideburns.
Dude, that guy's got a 6 set of chops, 6 set of mutton chops.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Why
34,000?
Why Big Macs? Like, why don't I go to Five Guys to get like a good burger?
He's been eating Five Guys wasn't around back then, was it?
No, but now it is. Like why have eat inferior products? Stupid.
Well, because it's about principle now, Walter. You can't let anyone catch up to you.
I guess. I don't know.
Do you think there's like anyone on his heels? Like, oh, like I'm at 25,000. I'll get you, Gorski. Like,
there's like some guy at like 25K, and like he's sending Gorski like emails like, oh, check out Five Guys, like they have better food.
Yeah, no, the guy's got a count. He's like, okay, Gorski averages 3 a day. If I do like 4 a day, then by the year, like 2032, I'll be ahead of Gorski. Wow, jeez, I've lost my mind. Let's keep it going with the football before people get upset.
All right. All right, we have Cardinals, Vikings. It's Lions 3.5, Vikings minus 3.5. I'm not sure what to make this game. It's one of my least favorite games of the week as far as handicapping is concerned. I lean Arizona just because I'm not a believer in Minnesota, like despite the record. I think they're a good team. I love the Brian Flores defense, but the offense hasn't been quite the same since they lost Christian Darrisaw. Now they have Cam Robinson, but he's not nearly as good. But they're 4-1 ever since Darrisaw got hurt. But their 4 wins have been against teams that I rank below the break even, like the 16, 17 my power rankings. Every team is like 21 or worse. It's it's the 3 AFC South teams. They beat the Texans, not the Texans, sorry, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Titans, and then the Bears. And all, like I said, all 3 teams are 21st or lower in my power rankings. The Cardinals, I think, are 12th. So this is the best team they'll have faced, not including the Rams when Darrisaw got hurt, since Darrisaw got injured. So that's makes me want to take Arizona, but Arizona was so bad last week coming from bye. Like I expected more from them. I don't know if this is like the beginning of a trend where like they're a little overrated. Like they had some impressive wins, quote unquote. But if you think about it, like they clobbered the Jets, but we know the Jets suck. They clobbered the Bears, but the Bears have this weird thing with their cleats, like they're slipping on the field because there was hail, like they weren't prepared for it. So, and they beat the Niners, and like the Niners aren't as good now. So like it feels like a lot of these wins by Arizona are like circumstantial or like overrated, So I don't know what to make of this game. I'm just gonna watch it and try to learn something, but I have no props for this one either. So what are your thoughts?
I like Arizona here, especially with the 3.5. I think Arizona, despite that, maybe you were right. Maybe Kyler Murray was playing too many video games on the bye, and now he's back into the swing. Yeah. Let's hope so. Anyway, I like Arizona here a little bit. Maybe not as much as I did earlier, but I think Arizona is a little underrated, despite the horrible performance last week against Seattle. And I still will say that I think Minnesota is overrated. They're not as good as their record indicates. I still think they're a good team. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think Arizona could win, or this could be a 3-point win. So if you're getting the 3.5, make sure you take the hook. But maybe a unit or so on it now, just because the Cardinals played as poorly as they did last week. But we'll see.
Yeah. Has Eberflus called timeout yet? I gave you my spiel on Eberflus last night.
Oh
like,
my God.
Imagine that. Like, just imagine what's going through in his head. Like, like this play is going on, and like he has a timeout. Everyone's yelling at him, like, call timeout. And like in his head, like as it's going, like it's like a movie where like everything slows down, and it's like call time. And he's just like staring, and like it's really moving real time, but like it's just slow motion for him. And then like suddenly the game's over, and he's like, well, what happened?
Oh my God, dude, it's It's amazing. I could be an offensive coordinator, maybe. I mean, all those
more conviction. I could definitely be an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because we have everything in front of us, but like I've been watching the game so long, like how do you, like I don't understand how some coaches don't know clock management. Like I never have to think twice about like what you would do in every situation. I mean, I guess every now and then I'm wrong, but not really ever.
Yeah.
Like maybe they'll like run a play instead of where I thought they would spike it, sort of thing. Like on a drill, like 2-minute drill, sort of thing. But like, I don't understand like how that's complicated for some coaches, and like they've been coaching in the game for like longer than I've been alive, some of them, and they botch it. I mean, yeah, sure, everyone can make mistakes, but like to me, I don't know, that maybe maybe I'm like, maybe I'm maybe I have a latent talent, maybe I have a neurodivergent brain, man, and I was born to coach.
Maybe
I'll tell you what, if I ever become a coach, then I'll shout out the Walter Football Show. And I'll give you 10% stake in the team.
I feel like I have a lot of outs to making money, because if you win the DraftKings million with Bo Nix, I also get money.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, man, dude, you're set, man. Dude, hang out. That's why you guys should you guys should hang. I free roll you sometimes. One time, I used to free roll my buddies. I would give them $40 if they could beat the first level of super ghouls and ghosts in like 5 tries, and they never did it.
That's
one time. But then my buddy, he did do it. I did pay him, but he like went and he downloaded it on his computer and practiced at home, and then came over. So I got bamboozled a little bit, but whatever. I was willing to pay it. No one could do it, man. That's such a hard game. But anyhow,
it's very difficult. You're right.
Yeah.
So we had a question about Joe Burrow's record off back-to-back losses. It is I'm looking at Killer Sports. I'm trying to take out the games that Browning started. The Burrow is 4-1 against the spread off back-to-back losses. So it hasn't 4-1-1, I should say. There was a push in there. So yeah, okay. So thank you for bringing that up, Al or AI. I can't tell me if it's Al or AI. I get confused every time. That's why I didn't want to bet Pittsburgh because Burrow off a loss. I love backing great quarterbacks off a loss. So like they're just conflicting things. So thank you for reminding me. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's like anytime you get a great quarterback off in a situation which they can rebound, they usually do. But no, you're right. Like coaches do stupid things all the time. But even Andy Reid, like you watch, I'm sure you watched the Black Friday game, right? What or did you see the final sequence or not like
yeah I saw the last play. Yeah,
I'm not referring to the last play. I'm referring to like the last play by the Chiefs before they punted it away. It was
I didn't because I fell asleep. So.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. You said you want to be offensive coordinator. Let me ask you the situation. What would Tom do here?
I'm scared. I don't want to do that. What if I get it wrong? Then everyone's going to laugh at me.
Yeah, right. So, you're under pressure here, like they were for me. So
okay, let's see.
Let's see. All right. So, it's about I want to say a couple minutes left, 2 minutes left, maybe a little bit less. So the Raiders don't have their timeouts. They have to use them. So you run on first down, you get 5 yards. Okay. You run on second down, so 2nd and 5, you get 3 yards. So it's 3rd and 2. And I think at this point the Raiders used all their timeouts or whatever. I can't remember the exact timeout situation. There was not a lot of time left. There was like a minute 20 or something. Or I'd have to look up the exact thing, but it's not important. So like 3rd and 2. What do you do? Like what is Tom's play call on 3rd and 2?
3rd and 2, you have no timeouts?
They have no timeouts.
And the clock's running?
You're up by 2. You're trying to ice the game. I mean, like while you talk, I'm gonna look up the exact time.
Okay, wait. I'm the Chiefs.
You're the Chiefs, yeah. Like you're
okay.
Andy Reid. What do you do?
You're up 2, and the Raiders are out of timeouts. You're saying?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to look up the exact situation.
You run the ball again.
Okay.
Because then even if they stop you, they can't stop the clock, so you can run down more clock. And then you can decide from there, like, hopefully you pick up the first down, but then if you don't, then like you might have a 4th and 1, and then like you might go for it again, and then try to seal it there. I mean, like the Chiefs are just savvy enough team and a good enough team to try to do that. So you definitely run if they're out of timeouts. Tell me they threw for it and threw it incomplete. Okay, so
it was 2:09 left, 3rd and 2 at the Raiders 44. So you're over midfield. Okay, so you would run it, and they were out of timeouts at this point. So you would run it, right?
Yeah.
So would I. I mean, I would run it either with Pacheco or I would have Mahomes try to like bootleg out or something, keep it on the ground. And as a bonus, what if you don't get any yards? What if it's 4th and 2 at the Raiders 44? What do you do then? Do you punt it, or do you try to run again, or have the home throw it, or what are you doing?
That's a tough call. I mean, I guess I think you're if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, you're the back-to-back Super Bowl like champion Kansas City Chiefs. I think you got to go for it there.
Okay, so I agree with everything you said. 3rd and 2, what the Chiefs did. They had Mahomes drop back and throw a deep pass to Xavier Worthy. Now, I like this made no sense because even if the pass is complete, like, okay, the game's over, right? Because the Raiders have no timeouts. But if you get the first down on a run, the game's over because the Raiders have no first down. So it made no sense to throw the ball. Like, yeah, it's a 2-minute warning and stuff coming up, but still, like, it really was stupid. And then fourth and 2 with the Raiders 44, they punted. So I just I like, even like Andy Reid, who's one of the best coaches in the NFL, like, does stupid things. So I don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his and he's one of the greatest of all time. I love Andy Reid, but his clock management blunders, especially in Philadelphia, were well documented, if you recall.
Yeah,
and I don't mean to hate on it because I really do love the man. He's a great, legendary coach.
Yeah.
But so just saying.
Yeah. Many refuses clearly Dr. Kosak, and Rich Kotites, Dr. Wiley was really pulling the strings. Like,
nice.
Love Mega Man 4. Okay, AI. We finally have our answer. There we go.
There we go. Thanks, AI.
Andy called Arthur Smith, Justin Fields moonball. That was even more bizarre. Like what the Steelers did. Like, okay, if you have Russell Wilson throw a deep ball, okay. Like they brought in their backup quarterback to throw a deep pass.
Dude, Russell Wilson's literally the best in the league right now. So
I can't argue that, right? Is TJ Hawkinson a good ladder play? The Cardinals, they have not allowed a tight end to go above expectations since week 7. But then you have to look at the tight ends they played. So that is there's always some nuance to it, and that's why I look at when I do my player props. It's like I have an Excel sheet of like positions that have beaten expectations, but and not have beaten expectations. But then you have to wonder, like, so for example, like the Cardinals have not allowed a tight end to do much for a while, but then like which tight ends have they played? So last week they played Seattle, and was Noah Fant back? AJ Barner he caught 3 passes for 19 yards. So you would not expect Barner to do much. Then they played the Jets, and like Tyler Conklin's completely disappeared. They played the Bears. Cole Kmet, he did not catch a pass in the game, but that was a weird game where the Bears were playing on ice skates basically. And so the last time a tight end has done anything against the Cardinals, Johnny Smith 4 for 20, so that's not great either. I think it was the Cardinals or Chargers game Monday night when Will Dissly went 8 for 81. That's the last time tight ends done well against the Cardinals. But again, like Johnny Smith, Cole Kmet, and then two bums that don't do anything. Those are the tight ends to play the Cardinals have played in the past 4 games. And so, yeah, I think Hawkinson could have a good game. And yeah, he's someone you can ladder. Like, he has a lot of upside. I like that suggestion. Someone like him can definitely get there. I want to ask Williams, what made you see that? What did you see that made you want to change the play call? Yeah, I mean Eberflus was to blame. I think mostly because you can always bail your quarterback with a timeout, but Caleb Williams also made the mistake. Like, he deserves some blame too, for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, let's get to the next game. This is the final early game. Seahawks at the Jets. This line was it's funny, on the advanced spread, the Jets were favored by 2, and then the Seahawks were favored by like 2.5. And then now the sharp money has come in on the Jets. Not a surprise because the sharps have been on the Jets all year, and they've gotten the Jets wrong almost every single time except for that Texans game on Thursday night on Halloween. But yeah, now the signs of pick 'em. And I said this before, the Jets feel like a falling knight to me in the stock market. It's like yeah, if you guys have ever traded stocks before, or whatever, like you see a stock that was like, oh, it's like this used to be $20. You look at the history, it's like $20, $25, 15, 18, 20. And then now it's like 4. And you're like, wow, this is a great bargain. Let me invest in this. And it's like the Jets, like yeah, they used to be huge favorites and stuff. Now they're only pick 'em at home against Seattle. Like, oh, let me bet them. We're getting great value. But next thing you know, in 6 months, they're 50 cents a share, and they're facing a reverse split. Like, this team sucks. This team really sucks. Like, you could at least, like last year, point to the defense as being great. They have the most missed tackles per game in the NFL this year, like the most. Only the Colts have more missed tackles, but the Colts haven't had their bye yet. So by the time the Colts have their bye, the Jets will have the most missed tackles in the NFL. Like, this is supposed to be the backbone of their team, the defense, and the defense can't tackle. So and then like their offense is not good either. Like Aaron Rodgers is playing terribly. The receivers dropping passes. Breece Hall is like the only good thing about this team right now, and he's banged up. So it looks like Seattle to me. Except Seattle is they're coming off a divisional game. They have another divisional game. It is like on the East Coast, early start time. I don't like. There's not enough data to say that Mike McDonald's gonna be good in these situations. Some coaches are great, like Jim Harbaugh is 8-1 against the spread in these situations. Some coaches have been horrible. Mike Holmgren over the years, he had an abysmal record in these games. Like I just don't know how Mike McDonald's going to play in these games yet. I'm actually going to look to see if they've had one. I believe they've had one early start time on the East Coast. The Seahawks have had this year. And by the way, I have no player props for this game either. I think I was like considering like the Breece Hall under because Seattle is just so good against the run. But really the danger with that is that he could always just break one and that could ruin it for you. I don't like to go unders really that much. I like to go overs more so. So Mike McDonald's 1-0 against the spread in these situations. So like not much of a sample size. Mike Holmgren, by the way, I mentioned him. He was 3-13 in early East Coast games. So like really, it's a case by case basis, and we don't have enough data on this. So what are your thoughts on this game?
Two stupid teams.
Okay.
I don't know. These two. This is like going to be to me. This looks like the most boring game on the slate. This line is weird. I don't know what to think. I take the Jets, but I wouldn't touch it with a 80-foot pole.
What about the Geno Smith revenge game? What do you think?
Geno Smith revenge game. I don't know, man. This is a weird line. Well, now maybe I'll take the Seahawks. Now that you say that, I have no interest in touching this one. It's strange. I don't get it.
Yeah, Pollyanna says Walker yards only at 60. Yeah, that kept me off it too. I was like, this number's low. They know it's a rough matchup, so there's not much room for error. Like he could have a 62-yard game. Like Walker is. Sorry. I'm thinking of Breece Hall. Walker only 60. I was actually looking at that. I was like, okay, Jets have a bad run defense, right? That's what they're known for. Like you recognize that, right? Because I know you're not a big like season-long fantasy guy, but I'm sure you've heard.
Right? Yeah.
I'm sure you heard that the Jets have a bad run defense.
Yeah,
well,
sure.
Let me recite to you the past few performances from running backs against the Jets. Okay, Jonathan Taylor, 24 carries, 57 yards, not good. Arizona, James Conner, 12 carries, 33 yards. The week before that, Texans. Joe Mixon had a good game. Okay, 24 for 106. Sure. The Patriots. Ramondre Stevenson, 20 carries, 48 yards. Where are we going here? Steelers. Najee Harris had a great game there, 21 for 102. And then Ray Davis had a great game, 20 for 97. So they were horrible against his run in the middle of the season, like in October. Something has happened recently where they kept Connor in check, they kept Jonathan Taylor in check, they kept Stevenson in check. So 3 of their past 4 games, they've stopped the run well. So I was looking at that. I was like, what happened? Like maybe they're just stacking the box and stuff. Maybe this is why they can't tackle in the secondary. I don't know what's happened. Yeah, I mean, Walker to me is talented enough to get there, but I was like, something's going on here, and this like almost seems too easy, so I passed on it. So
yeah, that's I wasn't really thinking about it either, but that seems a little too easy to me too. I'd probably take the under just because I feel like I'm contrarian,
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Jets are a bunch of individuals. They're not a team. Yeah, I think that's definitely on point. There isn't me though. That's true. Charbonnet rushes only 3.5. Seems too low. Yeah, Charbonnet could always be involved. They have a divisional game next week. Yeah, I think I would take the over. And then yes, my friend would retort there as his an eye and win. All right, let's get to the late games. Yeah. We have 3 4:00 games. First one's Tampa, Carolina. So line is 6, and I have to say that like what happened on Black Friday was
Stays
just
on
like
Black Friday.
not where I was going.
Yeah.
But so like what happened on Black Friday is just a major stain on what the Panthers did last week against the Chiefs, because they took the Chiefs down to the wire, they tied the game, and yet Mahomes had that run to win the game, and you come away thinking, oh, Bryce Young had a good game. Like he actually, like that was just the fourth time he had a positive EPA in a start in his career, and it's just really is one of his better starts. And you're thinking, oh, okay, Bryce Young turning the corner, right? Well, Aiden O'Connell just threw for 340 yards against the Chiefs. So it's like, wait a second here. Are we sure what we saw with Bryce Young was real, or was that the Chiefs' defense maybe being one of the worst units in the NFL? I'm leaning toward the Chiefs being one of the worst defensive units in the NFL. So I currently have Carolina written on the site. I'm going to switch my pick to Tampa. And so yeah, I like Tampa here. Todd Bowles, not a fan of him as a head coach, but as a defensive-minded guy, like he's sharp and he can eat bad quarterbacks alive. He did that twice last year to Bryce Young. The first time the Panthers played, they scored 10 points. They got 8 more in garbage time, but really 10 points. And then the second time, they scored 0.0, as the Dean Faber said in Animal House. So what is...
I love that line, yeah.
Yeah. 0.0. So no, I'm switching to Tampa here. What do you like?
I like him a lot too. Yeah, the Panthers have put together a few wins here, and they've looked a lot better. Bryce Young we haven't really seen him do anything up until the last couple games, but that's not enough for me. I mean, Tampa Bay just like we've seen Carolina's defense. While they've played better, they've looked extremely suspect at times. That's just not convinced. I'm going to need more than a couple, 2 or 3 like decent games from them to be convinced. The Bucs, Evans was back last week. Hopefully he's in the mix a little bit more this week. But I think the Bucs have lost a lot of tough games. They're a lot better than their record indicates. I think they definitely need this game too, especially if the Falcons have a tough matchup against the Superchargers. So if the Superchargers win, and Tampa needs this game too. They would be, Falcons have the tiebreaker, but then they would have the same record. So Tampa needs the positioning here too. I think they're going to stomp them. I can't imagine it going any other way. And yes, Carolina's improved, but I don't know. I need to see more before I'm convinced. So
yeah, it makes sense. Who do you like better, Leggett or Thielen? I would say Thielen. The Buccaneers are worse against slot receivers than outside receivers, especially with Jameel Dean back. Here's something else that hurts Carolina. The worst position Tampa is against defensively is tight ends, and they had a good one in Jatavian Sanders, just really athletic guy, rookie. He's had some good performances, but he had a scary injury last week. Fortunately, like it's not as bad as it looked. He's taken off a stretcher, but it sounds like he's going to be able to play at some point this year. But he's out for this game, and so like who the Panthers have in reserve, like Tommy Tremble, like he's not going to do much. So that's another
I'm Tommy Tremble. Sorry, because my name's Tommy too.
Yeah.
Anyhow, let's move on for the people. Maybe the fans at home, maybe they didn't know.
That's true. Someone didn't know. So
yeah, that's true.
It's good they pointed that out. All right, we have Rams the Saints. This line was 2.5, or hold on, it was 3. It's gone to 2.5, and I don't know why it would be falling. I am seeing a 3 -102 in DraftKings, so maybe it's coming back. So maybe I'll try to grab a 2.5 tonight if I see one, but like a clean 2.5 -110. But yeah, I didn't get it because the injury report, I was like, when I saw the line move, I thought maybe the injury report would be bad, but it's not. Like the Saints could be without Aaron McCoy, who's their best lineman, the best healthy lineman, I should say. Like Ryan Ramchek's the best, but he's been out the whole year. Eric McCoy's been great for them this year. He did not practice at all this week. He's questionable, but like 0 practices. And then their Cesar Ruiz, their guard, he's out. So they could have cluster injuries in the interior of the offensive line. The Rams get after the quarterback. And then with the Rams, like whenever you have a good team, and I think they're a good team, coming off an embarrassing loss, like they got smoked by the Eagles, but the Eagles are a great team. So there's really no shame in that. But still, like when you have a good team coming off a loss like that, you expect them to rebound. And so I think they're going to play their best game here against, Saints team that, they're coming off a bye plus a win. I actually looked this up because Evan, our Tuesday co-host, says he says this all the time. His like a situation he loves to fade. It's when the team's coming off a bye and a win. And so far this year, teams coming off a bye and a win are 1-5 against the spread. The Saints could be a little flat here. They have an interim coach against Sean McVay. It just seems like a colossal advantage for Sean McVay. And so like 2.5 like doesn't even seem high enough. Like should be. I feel like this line should be above 3. So I'm on the Rams. So what do you think?
Yeah, I like the Rams here too. Despite they lost. They got it handed to them. The Eagles handed it to them. What was that? Just last week that they got beat pretty hard by the Eagles.
Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night.
Yeah, but despite that, I mean, I don't know this Saints team, especially since they've been battling injuries all season. I'm not. Well, I have it in front of me, but I don't know. The Saints just don't inspire any confidence in me. The Rams, I think, are a team that is better than their record indicates. I like them a good bit here. I think this could maybe be a double-digit win for them. So I like them a decent bit.
Okay. I forgot to mention the player prop from the previous game.
Oh, okay. The Buccaneers.
I have Kate Otten over 41.5 receiving yards. Carolina is just so bad against tight ends. This is something you can ladder as well. Because Carolina just allowed some like huge performances to tight ends. And then the prop in this game, there's no team worse against slot receivers than the Saints. And you have Cooper Kupp for the Rams. So over 65.5 receiving yards. Again, this is another one you can ladder. It wouldn't surprise me if Kupp hits 100 plus. And speaking of ladders, I am laddering the Joe Mixon rushing yards. I hit like plus 100 plus and then 125 plus. We have Joe Fascio for $4.98 super chat. Thank you so much, Joe Fascio.
Yeah, thank you.
Is
it Joe Fascio or is it Joe Fascio or is it Dr. O'Fascio? Like, are you a medical doctor? I think you're probably. It's probably Joe Fascio.
Joe Fascio.
How are you going to communicate that to us? Sorry, thank you for the super chat. Continue, Walt. I'm sorry, man.
Okay, well, Dr. O'Fascio.
Yeah.
I would not have thought of that, but it could be.
Well, my brain is,
That's right. We'll be at the game. Oh, look at this. Quacky, you got it right.
It's Doctor?
It's Dr. O'Fascio. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Right.
Or no, wait, because I said several, though.
That's true. You did say a few things.
Joe for sure. Oh, okay.
Joe for sure. Okay. I was going to call him Doctor.
I know. I mean, can we call you Doctor? No. Thanks, Joe, for sure.
Joe for sure. All right. So we'll be at the game. What are some props you would suggest to intensify experience? Thinking Kamara rushing yards, Puka Nacua, and Hill receiving. I definitely love. Just mentioned Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp over receiving yards is my favorite prop in the game. I do like Nacua as well. I think you can go over both of them, and then you could tie that in with Stafford if you want. But you're not going to get much of a boost with that. They usually they have this formula, and like if you tie in the quarterback with 2 receivers, like it barely moves. It's kind of funny. Actually, if you go quarterback under and the 2 receivers, it like skyrockets. It's funny. Kamara rushing yards. I'm not as bullish on that because like you just saw the Eagles run for a lot on the Rams. So despite what happened in that game, despite what Saquon Barkley did, like the 9th most rushing yards in a single game, the Rams are still 10th against the run. So like they tend to defend the run pretty well. But what they do not defend is tight ends, and which was weird because Dallas Goedert didn't do much, I guess, because the Eagles just ran the ball. So Hill receiving makes sense. If you want to go Taysom Hill anytime touchdown, I think that happens. Like he's their goal line back. Really, it's just kind of weird because he's also the tight end, and but still, Taysom Hill over something, like either over receiving yards or anytime touchdown. I like that as well. And then if you want to try Marquez Valdez-Scantling, I know Tom's going to be a fan of this. I don't know what his over prop is, but he's someone who can get there in one catch. And so that might just be all you need. So it's kind of like Trey Tucker that we had that on our parlay leg on Friday, and it hit. He only had one catch and it got there. It's the same thing. It's the same sort of player. So either you're going to hit it on one play or you're just not going to catch any passes. So if you're talking about intensifying your experience, like you're just going to be rooting for the deep ball. So I like that as well. But like I said, my favorite prop in this game is Cooper Kupp over receiving yards.
I'm with it.
Yeah, Taysom Hill should be eligible at all offensive possessions. Like funny enough, like he plays like he's really a fullback, so he should be at running back on DraftKings.
Yeah, he's a tight end. Yeah.
But anyway, Drove for show. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really
thank you.
Check rap sheet last tweet. Okay. Well, we have to do that. Let's see. Rap sheets last tweet. Eagles receiver Devontae Smith listed as questionable. May work out on Sunday to see if he can go. But sources tell me there's not a lot of optimism that he'll be out there. Philly will leave it open. There just isn't a ton of positivity. Okay. Interesting.
Well, we got Battle of the Birds.
We do.
You got to bet the Battle of the Birds. It's required reading, or it means required action.
Okay.
Even if it's $1, I mean, how can you miss out, man? These don't come by the bar that often. Continue. What do you like here?
Well, I mean, we just had one last week and one next week with Cardinals.
Interconference Battle of the Birds, though.
Okay.
Interconference, other dimension on the road.
All right, fair enough. I think. Hold on. I think. Oh no. Next. Well, you're gonna like this. Next week we get Battle of the Pirates. We get Buccaneers and Raiders. So.
Oh, that's a great matchup. I'll definitely. Hi, Mr. Magic.
Super Bowl 35 rematch.
Yeah.
So, or no, was it? No, it was 38, wasn't it? No, 37. It was 37. 37 rematch.
It was the 02-03 season.
Yeah, it was 37 rematch. All right. Anyway, Eagles Ravens. I sort of didn't expect Devontae Smith to play. I was kind of like 50-50 on it, but it makes sense. I still would favor the Eagles. I like their matchups against the Ravens passing wise, whereas like you look at the Eagles' strength, it's like well, they have a lot of strengths, but it's like Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown. Like AJ Brown against this Baltimore secondary just seems like an easy matchup. And then like Baltimore strengths is Lamar Jackson running and Derrick Henry running. The Eagles have one of the best run defenses in the NFL, and they know how to defend mobile quarterbacks. As you know, they have one, and they defended Jaden Daniels. They limited him to almost nothing on the ground. So like, yeah, obviously Lamar Jackson's better, but I still think that the Eagles should do a good job here against the Baltimore offense. So I would favor the Eagles. Not one of my favorite spots as far as the props concerned. I love AJ Brown over, was it 88.5 receiving yards, and that number could go up if the Devontae Smith news happens. So I would get that in as soon as possible. So what are your thoughts here?
I really like the Eagles here, but it seems way too easy. +3, oof.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't take the Eagles here? I feel like I don't know. Eagles, but I'm hesitant because it seems too easy to me, doesn't it?
I guess. I thought when we talked last night, it looked like the public was on the Eagles, but actually, I think it might be the Sharps saying the Eagles. So, which may not mean much these days.
Well, that's not true. I mean, I like them, so that means the Sharps are on them.
Right. Mr. Sharp here.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be wearing my crown if the Jaguars win the football game tomorrow, though.
Good.
Next show. Yeah, Jaguars money line. So
nice.
We'll say that. Anyhow, what were we talking about? Back to the Battle of the Birds. Back to the good stuff.
Yeah. So what did you said it's too easy. Did you say your pick though? You like the Eagles?
Yeah, I like the Eagles. Okay. I like the Eagles, yeah.
Okay. Stafford over Purdy, right? Yeah, Purdy's banged up, plus he's playing in the snow.
Yeah, and he's not going to have anybody. He's got
Yeah,
some injuries on
he's
the supporting
Kittle,
cast.
right? He has Kittle, but that's it. Like, and McCaffrey is the receiver of the backfield. I think Debo Samuel's playing hurt. It doesn't seem 100% to me. And I do like Jennings, but still. Dobbins put an IR. Still the best season for running back coming off Achilles tear ever. Yeah, sad that Dobbins coming off. Just a great start to the year and a great middle to the year. Just he's put an IR, so it's a shame that it had to end this way. I know he's like on one of my best ball teams that's in first place, so it sucks. But
oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's one of the $1.5 million the first
oh
contest.
no.
Yeah, so there goes my dream. But
oh no.
yeah,
Sorry, man.
What do you do? Like it's part of it. So hopefully I have some good backups. I haven't looked at that team in a while, but anyway, so no, I mean, yeah, it's a great season for him for sure, with the circumstances. So hopefully he does come back next year and plays well and stays healthy the whole year. Do I get Vidal and see if he can do something? Yeah, Gus Edwards sucks, so I think that it makes sense to get Vidal. Like he's one of the running backs you should own on your team. Like there are a bunch of them, like backups like Braylon Allen, Ray Davis, Tyler Algier, Zach Charbonnet. Like he's in that category, I think. Like I would rank him below some of those guys, but still he's one of those guys you should own. All right, so Sunday night we have 49ers at Bills. This line has dropped. And I at first I thought like why is this line dropping? Like Brock Purdy's going to play, but we don't know if he's 100%. But like Trent Williams is out, Aaron Banks is out, Nick Bosa is out, Deommodore Lenoir is out. They were already missing a bunch of good players. Dre Greenlaw is out again. Javon Hargrave has been out. Brandon Ayuk has been out. Debo Samuel's playing hurt. Like this, Charvarius Ward is coming back. With that horrible situation that he had. So hopefully, I can't imagine, but like. It's such a rough spot for him. But anyway, I think that the Niners are just in such rough shape here. And I was like, why is this line dropping? Because I locked this into 7. I thought it was going to skyrocket to like 9.5. And I guess it's because of the weather. But we have, Slew and John Sanders both telling us that there's not going to be much precipitation or if any tomorrow. I don't know what the wind situation is. Let me look real fast. But I don't know. Like I get like why this line has moved so much. And like despite it moving to 6 or so, or it moved to 5.5 for a little bit. I think it's 6 now. I'm not concerned about this. It says winds 10 miles an hour, so not a big deal. So I still love the Bills. So what are your thoughts here? Oh, and Matt Milano is playing for the first time. Exactly. So what do you think?
Let me tell you something. Anytime the 49ers lose to the Packers, that means they're pretty bad that year, with the exception of a few seasons ago when they knocked them out of the playoffs. But like, this team is not good this year. Green Bay crushed them. Give me the Bills here. There's no reason. I mean, even if the weather's going to be a factor at all, advantage Buffalo. They're dealing with enough. Look at the laundry list of injuries you just reeled off there. This team is just, I don't know. Give me the Bills. I like them a good bit.
Okay. My player props. Let's go to the singing parlay because we've hit 2 in a row. And these are over receiving yards, but these are all like intermediate guys. So we have Christian McCaffrey over 30.5 receiving yards. There's gonna be a lot of checkdowns in this game, so I love that the most. We have George Kittle over 47.5 receiving yards. The Bills have been weaker to tight ends for the most part. And I know Milano's coming back. But, like I said, you want intermediate guys in this type of weather. Khalil Shakir over 55.5 receiving yards. Again, he plays in the slot. 49ers have been weak to the slot. And then Dawson Knox over 25.5 receiving yards. The Niners have been weak to tight ends as well. So let's go for 3 in a row, shall we? Our singing parlay.
We shall.
Milano will play. Yeah, I think he will play from what I've heard. Yeah. He was activated, and so he doesn't have an injury designation. He's practicing fully, so he should play.
Milano, the cookie, right?
Right.
Isn't there a cookie named that?
Yeah, the Milano cookies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or Or we could go Alyssa
Like,
Milano, who.
Oh, okay. Did you know like Tucker Kraft? Yeah. Well, speaking of the props that were hot, Tucker Kraft prop, man, nice call.
Thanks.
You know, his great grandparents were the founder of Kraft Macaroni and Cheese.
No, but
No,
he's
yeah.
he was he's the nephew of Bob Kraft.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and he was also the fluffer during the massage.
Oh my god, dude! No. We're gonna get canceled, man. They can't cancel us. Can't cancel us.
You
man.
you can't cancel me. I tweeted out that women should vote, and then it's not canceled. So I lost one partnership like affiliate deal, and like it was funny. Like the next day, another like similar company reached out to me. They're like, "Hey, I want to work with you." And so I was like, "Wait a second, this is the same thing." So, like did nothing.
All right, let's keep it going. Oh, I love the Denver Broncos, man, and Bo Nix, future rookie of the year, Bo Nix, dude. Watch the Broncos freaking win out. They're gonna be like 12-5, and then all of a sudden the Commandos. Sorry, I didn't mean to take control here, Walt, but here I am.
It's all floor's yours.
To take the steering wheel, yeah. And then we were just asking earlier in the show, are the commanding hockey team, are they in free fall? You know, what if they are? And then Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos finish 11-6, and he's murking. Bo Nix for rookie of the year, man. This guy's the freaking truth, bro.
Yeah,
I like him. I love him in this game, as you can't tell. That could easily have. Who else is going to win rookie of the year? Caleb Williams. Come on, Bo Nix. What's that?
Jaden Daniels, maybe.
Yeah, but what if they go in free? What if something crazy happened? And they and they just like lost out.
Yeah, Bowers too. Bowers.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough, Bagley. Fair enough. Okay, dude. Well, what are the odds on Bagley? Yeah, bet Bagley to win rookie of the year.
What are the odds on Bagley?
Dude, the odds on Bagley are probably like $1 trillion. Take it, man. You never know. We get enough people writing it in. We could, put $1 on it. No. So what was I saying now?
I'm going to look up rookie of the year right now.
Yeah.
So right now, look, the odds are close. Jaden Daniels -190, Bo Nix +160, Brock Bowers 13-1.
Bo Nix is +160.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did I tell you at the beginning of the year to bet on Bo Nix?
Wait. You told me about him MVP.
No, I told you both. You said no way you'll win rookie of the year. Oh, I hope someone out there in the Walter football family took it, man. If you did,
I think no, it was Michael Penix Jr. was your
right. I did say that, but that's not going to happen. But
unless what if he comes in now and throws for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns in every game?
Yeah, and then the Falcons roll through the Super Bowl, and it's like, dude, that's it. That was the plan the whole long.
If I bet on Jaden Daniels to win rookie of the year at the start of the year, I would have been so happy. I would have I've been like, this is free money, and like now I'm like really nervous.
Wasn't Bo Nix like 40-1? I got to go through all the shows. I think I did say to bet him rookie of the year, but I was probably just like dicking around.
I'm pretty sure you did. I was messing around, but you did also say MVP. I don't know.
He's not going to get MVP. But...
I don't think that was during the show. I think you said that to me after the call.
Okay, I got some. Okay, let's paint that same scenario you just said. What if he threw like from here on out? The Broncos win out. They finish 12-5, and Bo Nix throws for like 400 yards. And like at least 4 and like rushing touchdowns, like throwing for 4 touchdowns every game the whole way out. And the Broncos like get like the top wild card, and they're like, but like they're coming through with a full head of steam. Like then could you make the argument for Bo Nix to win the MVP? Because I think that is exactly what's gonna happen in Denver.
All right. Well, now we know for sure that you've said that he's going to MVP. So we have it on tape now.
Yeah. No, Chris Horse. I know. I did say Michael. I know I said that. I know I did say that, but I know like I don't know. I'm telling you, I like Bo Nix, man. Yeah. It's like such a short name too. Bo Nix. It's 5 letters.
Do you know what his middle name is?
Is it like Al?
Bo Allen.
Wait, what is it?
It's Chapman.
Dude, you could say like the shortest name ever, Bo Al Nix.
Yeah. Well, it isn't. No, it could be even shorter because
It has to be at least 2 letters per.
no, it doesn't. Because remember, Homer Simpson's middle name is just one letter, isn't it? Like Homer B. Simpson or something.
No, J, but
Homer J.
then
Simpson.
he found out it was J A Y.
Okay. I thought it was just one, but it could be. It could technically be one.
I mean,
letter.
yeah, it could be, but I don't think a last name. I've never seen a last name just be one letter. That can't. That's not a thing.
Last name? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, I could see just having a middle initial. I'm sure that's out there. I can't think of a time I've come across it.
Why a Tittle?
Why a Tittle?
Yeah.
You remember Yancey Thigpen?
Yeah.
Why
a Tittle's real name is Yo Burton Abraham Tittle. not really a short one.
Bo Nix, man, 5 letters. That's what makes him. It's it's like it's he's got the namesake.
Yeah,
he's guy's the man, dude. You to throw extra log on the fire for this one, dude. You think he's not pumped? His Oregon Ducks are freaking number 1, man. He's going out there. Yeah, he's pumped up too. I bet he's gonna take that momentum into Mile High Stadium and give him the old salute. This weekend against the Browns, the Browns, they came off. I mean, I took them last Thursday against the in that snow game against the Steelers. They almost blew that game. They almost blew my cover. No pun intended. +3.5.
Yeah,
dude, this team sucks. Yeah, it's like this always happens with Jameis Winston. They win a crazy game they're not supposed to, and it's like, oh, like Jameis pose for the camera and say something silly, and we'll all have a good laugh and get some memes out of it. And then they come back the next week and lay an absolute egg.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is going to happen here. And especially, you can't be doing that on the road in Denver against Bo freaking Nix, man.
Yeah.
Denver, all the way here. All the way.
Yeah, I agree. You have the last time the Browns won their Super Bowl, quote unquote, was against the Ravens. They came back against the Chargers. They got blown out. Winston threw 3 picks. And he almost threw 5 or 6. And I think anytime you get like a bad quarterback, or like Winston has talent, obviously, but he makes boneheaded decisions. So I wouldn't call him a good quarterback or even average. I think he's below average at best. Anytime you have a quarterback like that against a great defense, and they have questionable talent around them, like you kind of have to wonder how they're going to score consistently. And I just don't see it. Especially with the receiver situation. Cedric Tillman is going to be out. So it's going to be Jerry Jeudy, but Judy's going to be tangled up with Patrick Surtain. Because, like, when you have Tillman and Jeudy, it's like, okay, you have to take away one, you still have the other. Like, Tillman's out. So you only have Jeudy against Surtain. So he's going to be eliminated. So it's like, who else does Winston have to throw to besides Njoku? You have Elijah Moore, sorry. That's it. Like, and Nick Chubb's not healthy. Like, this line seems so short. It's moved to 6. So it looks like sharp money on Denver. I'm going to try to find a 5.5 tonight. Maybe bet this one, like lock it in if I can find a 5.5. But no, I agree. I think Denver is definitely the right side. This is my favorite play for the week.
Yeah, I mean, I really like it. I really like it too. I think Jacksonville's maybe my favorite, but I like Denver a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing can stop Bo. That's right, Pro 16K. And I know you came on here maybe a month ago or so and saying that we got to believe in the Broncos. And I've been here every step of the way. I've been chanting Bo Nix all year long. So I'm in your corner, baby. Let's honk.
Sam Cooper asking who would be better, Garrett Wilson or Pickens? I like Pickens against that Cincinnati secondary. Cincinnati secondary is so bad. Yeah, it's close though, very close. AFC Rookie of the Year. I mean, he played last year, but I mean, based on that one game, maybe just maybe it's kind of like pretend he's rookie. Plus 220 on Bet365 for Bo. Okay, yeah, you definitely want to shop around. I was looking at FanDuel. Who names your kid Bo? People hate Scantrons. That's that old Ryan Mallett quote about Scantron.
That's good.
we're going to get rhyme out of the Scantron.
A Scantron. Jeez.
Talk about self-entitled. Let's see. Yeah, they're asking for fans
Nice.
to shovel the stadium. $20 an hour, free food.
I take it. I could see how you would do it. I mean, you make a little bit of money, and then you could be like, like, don't they get like a ticket to the game too?
I don't think so.
Oh well, never mind.
I don't know. Maybe
no, but if you got it, I would definitely do it then. Then you could just be like, like it would be a cool thing to say you did. Maybe I'd do it regardless. Like I helped, and then if like the Bills win, like I helped like clear the field, man. And people be like, shut up and just eat your curly fries,
Yeah. But what food would they give you? That's the
Yeah, well, what are they bringing the food staff back? What do they have, like a Chick-fil-A in the stadium?
Right. Yeah.
Or a McDonald's. I went to Spain, right? Once. What do you think the McChicken's? Pollo is chicken in Spanish. The McChicken over there, it's called a McPollo.
Is it really funny?
Yeah, I know that sounds stupid because like what else would it, but I don't know. I guess like some things like brands or like terms or like made up words or items are just like whatever it is, like in another language, like McChicken. Because I thought like McChicken was like a trademarked word. I mean, I'm not suggesting you'll find it in the dictionary necessarily, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I wasn't surprised, but yeah, McPollo.
Interesting.
I was also 19 and probably really drunk. So when I was thinking about this.
What do you think about this question on
what you got?
If either of you went full Channing Tatum, what song would you dance to? I'm not sure what the reference is to.
It's got to be Magic Mike. What for male strippers? I don't know.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
I can't think of any song ever written by anybody ever right now.
So, what's your favorite movie? I don't know.
I can't think of
any
anything.
A movie.
What was the time you were like, who's like the best running back? I was like, I can't think of any NFL player that ever played in the history of the league. I've lost my freaking mind.
Yeah,
just because I've got football on the brain. I don't even know where I am anymore. All these years.
No, I don't know. I didn't even get that reference, but I don't like dancing. I just wouldn't dance. I just like hang out in the corner or something. There was a linebacker a few years ago named Jay Lehman. Yeah, there was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it could be Jay Nix. Bo Nix has a kid named Jay Nix.
Jay Nix.
Yeah. Tom first said to start.
Don't name the kid. Just name him Jay. Don't name him P.
Right. Tom also first said to start Bo Nix in fantasy the day before he threw for negative yards in the first half. Sorry, that Jets game.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Just like you, Cassandra, I told the future. I knew that I knew it was going to. One day I was going to be right about Bo Nix, and here we are. Now he's +1. He was like 40-1 to win Rookie of the Year at one point, was he not?
I feel like everyone was a long shot when Daniels was going off. Like that seemed like a lock. But he's regressed a little bit, and Nix has caught fire, so it makes sense.
Dude, Nix is the man.
Yeah.
Denver's defense is good. Take Denver, especially. I mean, look, just like you were saying, like coming off a big win. What Jameis threw, like 3 interceptions against the San Diego Superchargers.
Yeah,
dude, and Denver's defense is solid. Take Denver's defense and special teams to score a damn touchdown.
Yeah,
at home, prime time. They're playing pretty. Dude, this team should be 8-4 at least. They should have beat the Chiefs. This team's good. This team's good. So I'm just saying. I think they're going to bring it, and that defense is solid. I mean, and look, the Browns. I mean, Jameis Winston. You think he's not capable of a turnover? I say take Denver defense and special teams anytime touchdown.
Sue asking an important question: is Denver missing that good defensive lineman named Zach Allen? No, he is going to be on the field. He has no injury designation, so he will play. The game's already sold out. Free wings. Okay, now we have the answer to what the food was. So free wings, which is fine. You're never going to turn it on free food. $20 for free food. I think it's worth it. Like if you don't,
It
if you don't
depends
have,
what
if
it
you don't
is.
have
Are they bringing you like filet mignon or is it a Little Caesars pizza? I mean,
hey,
I'd
Little
take
Caesars
either.
not bad. They had a Little Caesars around the corner from me. It was great. I used to walk there, and then just walk out with the pizza, walk home.
The
And
crazy
then,
bread was where it's at.
yeah, it was good. And then they closed it down, and like they opened this stupid foo place, like some like Russian restaurant. Like I don't
Some
even know.
Russian restaurant.
It's horrible. Like they don't have carbonated soda. It's terrible. They haven't invented ketchup yet.
They haven't invented ketchup
They don't.
yet.
They have no idea. If you go to a Russian restaurant and ask for
Wow.
ketchup, they'll be like, "I don't know what this is."
Really?
So, yeah, they have no idea. They have no idea. So, like, you can't get anything good. I'm someone who eats ketchup with or A1 sauce with anything,
Yeah.
or cheese, one of the three.
Yeah.
So,
I understand. Yeah, a little. I mean, I don't know. I'll eat any kind of pizza, but you know, I don't know. Little Caesars is probably my least favorite of the chains, but the crazy bread is always good.
yeah, I actually liked Little Caesars more than most of the chains. Pizza Hut used to be my favorite chain, but then they changed their recipe. I was never a fan of Domino's, and Papa John's I liked until they fired Papa John.
Papa John's doesn't put any damn toppings on there anymore. They used to be the best, but it's like you can order
Yeah.
pizza with extra pepperoni, like extra. Because this happened to me once. I was like, I know they scrimp you. Like it seems like every experience I have with them, and I worked. That was my first job actually, Papa John's Pizza, when I was in high school, and like I ordered extra pepperoni, and like I got less than like a regular portion. They don't, or if you get like a cheesesteak pizza from there, it's like there's no steak on it. Like it's like, dude, like what is this?
Yeah,
I don't know. Like it's frustrating. But I worked
yeah,
at Domino's for a long time too. Domino's is good when it's made right. There's because you can mess it up, obviously. But
yeah. I know
you know,
when they fired Papa John, like, because he used to make sure. Remember, he used to do those commercials. He's like better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
yeah, I hated Papa John. He was so annoying to me on those stupid commercials. He had to glom in on everything, like he was the freaking hero of the neighborhood, just bringing around free breadsticks. Get wrecked, bro. I hate those commercials.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
they're free. Yeah, get out. He's over there throwing a spiral.
yeah,
It's like, dude, you like good for you. You have high business acumen, obviously, but it's like you ain't some like freaking local hero throwing a 50-yard touchdown pass. Like he's got to glom in on everything. I couldn't stand it. But anyhow, sorry, did I just crush like what you're gonna say?
No, I think that he made sure that the pizza was like had good ingredients. Like he was a stickler about that. And then when they let him go, they suddenly
The
just
quality went
skimped
down.
on it. Yeah,
Interesting.
quality went way down.
It could certainly happen. I mean, it has. I mean, I guess all like chains are kind of like that over time. It's going to change like the taste over a little bit over time.
Pizza Hut took a huge dive. It used to be pretty good. Like remember when they had the reading stuff and like the red glasses?
Bucket, yeah. Oh, the buffet. Oh, I loved it. That's
buffet.
Yeah, the stained glass lamps, those red stained glass lamps.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It used to be, and the pizza used to be good. And then everything changed. They got rid of all of it. They went cheaper ingredients. Like their crust is now they made of Splenda. There's Splenda in their crust. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, it's horrible. So
wow,
I every time I eat pizza, I'm like, why not just go local? Like there's local pizza joints everywhere, and I'd rather support a small business than some corporate monster that sucks.
Fair. I like Domino's because I worked there for a long time and like I know what to expect and like they're usually pretty good. Like, and I don't know, like I know what goes on there. Not that I'm suggesting that there's something wrong with the way the other chains do it. That's not at all what I'm suggesting. But I don't know. I'm just familiar with it, and I know what I like. I like the Pacific Veggie from Domino's, and it's like if I'm not in like a hurry and it's relatively cheap, I go for it. But yeah, like I like a good like solid like mom and pop. I worked at this place called Rocky's Pizza in Delaware County, and oh man, the pizza I love like a pizzeria pizza like that is great too.
Yeah, it's the best.
But often it can be really expensive too.
That's true.
What was the name of the place that you? That they like overcharged you or something? What happened and then they were closed, or how did it go down? The pizza place?
They overcharged me?
Yeah, it was like incredibly. I can't. You wrote it in your jerks of the week. I can't remember now. It might have been from like 2 years ago. So I'm really drugging the.
No, there was Seasons Pizza was they closed near me, but they were pretty good. They never overcharged me though. They were.
You had like a bad experience with one of them.
I may have.
I can't remember what it was now.
I don't know.
I know I'm not making it up. I know.
All right, so are you going to ladder McConkey? No, I like Disley more in the Chargers game, and I saw Detroit lose 2 defensive linemen. How about the Packers plus 4.5? What do you think about that one? Because we could technically handicap that game now. Both teams have played. I'm leaning toward the Packers as well, like revenge from that loss. The Lions have taken a lot of injuries defensively, and yeah, Green Bay's playing really well. So what do you think?
Yeah, you're talking about the Green Bay and the Lions game upcoming.
Yeah, and actually, like we won't have a chance to talk about it on the show next week because it's a Thursday.
Yeah, that's true. Give me Green Bay all day, every day, anyway, anyhow, anybody.
Okay.
Lions are banged up, and like they were just mowing down. I mean, they almost lost to Eberflus and the Bears on Thanksgiving at home. I mean, I know they're always at home on Thanksgiving, but come on, dude. Green Bay's rolling. They were just toying with Miami, man. That game, what was the final score? 30-18. It was, or 30. 17. It wasn't even that. 30-17 wasn't even that close. No. It wasn't even that close. No. I mean, anyone who watched that game knows it. Miami never had a chance from jump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Green Bay's just toying with them, baby.
Yeah.
Green Bay's good, man. I've been saying it all year. I bet them to win the Super Bowl. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Green Bay's the 3rd best team in the conference. I think the Super Bowl participant will be Lions, Eagles, or Packers.
I think so too. I really love they're mowing them down, and especially with all those injuries. And Detroit has, man, and even that game against the Colts. I mean, that wasn't terribly. I mean, the defense played well. They didn't give up a touchdown. It was 2 field goals, right? They had 6.
Mm-hmm. No.
So sure, the defense played well, but it's just like I don't know. That was a little underwhelming, and then we saw what happened on Thanksgiving, and they had a lot of injuries, unfortunately. Yeah. It just seems like Green Bay is kind of like gaining a little bit of momentum maybe when Detroit's winning yet. I mean, just a few weeks ago, they threw 5 interceptions and still won the game.
Yeah.
So like we've seen them not play well, but the fact that they've won, I think, skews that just a tad. But, I've been high on Green Bay all year. This team is deep. I mean, look at all their receivers. I mean, I guess I'd say like Reed is the number 1 receiver. But if you look at all those guys like Dubs, like Watson, Reed, even Tucker Kraft. I mean, I think these guys are like solid 2s on like most NFL teams. And you got like 3 or 4 of them. You know what I mean? They're deep. Josh Jacobs has been great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, their defense has at times looked suspect, but overall very solid. I really like this team, man. I mean, and I know I'm biased, as for those who don't, most people know. For the new viewers, I'm a lifelong Packers fan. I keep it real with them here, and I've read them pretty well this season.
Yeah,
I've read them pretty well this season. So, yeah, I really like Green Bay here. Man, what are their odds to win the division?
Let's pull that up. Let's see, divisions. I bet them at the start of the year. All right, so Lions are minus 700. Vikings are plus 850, and Packers are 19-1 to win the division. That's crazy. I think about that.
Really?
One.
Hang on. Let me see I'm very surprised to hear this. Actually, let's just take a look for those who are interested in this. I want to see what the rest of. Dude, okay, the Lions. And keep in mind, like if they have the injury, okay, they play the Packers, then they play Buffalo. Oh my God, they play the Bears again. The Bears almost beat them with Matt Aberhouse. Flabbenhouse.
And it's that game's gonna be outside, by the way, where Goff doesn't play as well.
Yeah, and then they play the 49ers. They're not that great, Well, I mean, it depends if they're healthy by then. We've seen the 49ers do that before. Dude, Hold on, let's look at the Green Bay. The Green Bay, you know, the Indian Packers, Green Bay Indian Packers, because it was the Indian Packing Company that named them. That was their original name. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, I know. See, that's what you get with a lifelong Packers fan. Okay.
Well,
Look,
I mean, we got the Indian Packers from you. We got the Kraft Fluffer from me.
Yep.
Great insight in this episode.
And then Tiki Barber and Rondé Barber. Did you know they gave haircuts to everyone on the team too?
Did you know they're actually the same person? They're not twins.
Okay, let's look at Green Bay's schedule. Okay, yeah. They've got Detroit, the Seahawks, the Saints. I don't know. In years where Minnesota beats Green Bay the first game around, I swear they always beat them the second time. And then the Bears. Green Bay could win out 19-1. I think that's worth it, especially if and of course I'm not rooting for any players to be hurt. Of course, I hope the Lions get healthy. But if they do have injuries, I mean, I'll tell you what. If you take it today, and Green Bay beats them next week, that 19-1 number is looking mighty good.
Yeah.
So
you're right. I think
you might even get a decent cash out from that.
Yeah, you might. Yeah. So yeah, let us know if you guys like that. I think that's it's a good idea.
I mean,
I'm surprised to see that number.
I thought you were going to say like 8-1.
Right.
19-1. Hold on, and then who? Wait. So okay, here's my question though: who will have the tiebreaker? Let's say Green Bay does beat the Vikings, because they're going to have to. They're going to have to win out.
Yeah.
In all likelihood, unless everyone they just really tank or something, which probably isn't going to happen. Who does if Minnesota wins out, but Green Bay beats them, best case for Minnesota, will Green Bay have the tiebreaker? I wonder. They've got a decently easy schedule. Well, let's see: Arizona, Atlanta, Bears, Seahawks, Eagles.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a lot easier. So let's see. I'm actually putting it through. Yeah, you also have to worry about Minnesota too. Minnesota gets Chicago at home, but yeah, I'm putting it through the playoff machine. Let's say the Lions, say they lose to the Bears. I want them to have the same record, so I'm just inputting these results. So what I have Minnesota 11-2. I need another loss from them. I guess they will lose to Green Bay. Let's see. I'm almost done here. All right, so Green Bay beats Minnesota. Detroit week 17. Let's just say they beat the Niners, because I want everyone to have the same record. So if Detroit beats Minnesota and Green Bay beats Chicago, Green Bay will win the division. Okay, so that's not all right. So I need Minnesota to get this win. Yeah, I don't know. It's not coming up on the ESPN playoff machine. Something's weird here. So I'll get you an answer in a second. But.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I think 19-1 is pretty good there, because again, if the Lions are injured, I see Cassandra saying you don't see it. Fair enough. I mean, Detroit will have to lose 3 games, and that's fine. But if Green Bay's, if we're operating under the assumption that Green Bay wins out, that means they beat the Lions once. There's one, then they play the Bills, and if they're still injured at all, that's going to be a tough game regardless, whether they're healthy or not. So there's, I'm just saying, it's not too far out of the question that they could lose the next 2 games. That could happen.
So I inputted that every team went 14-3. The Lions would win. The Lions would have the tiebreaker over the Packers. The Packers would have the tiebreaker over the Vikings. Now, obviously, there's some other results you could put in.
Oh, okay.
But so for example, if let's say if the Bears beat the Lions, but then the Lions lose to the Niners, then the Packers would have. Wait, that's not true either. Hold on. Yeah, this is complicated.
I guess that's.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think it could. I mean, if they have injuries, man, I don't know.
Yeah, I have it. So yeah, so I have the Lions and Packers both 14-3, Vikings 13-4, and the Lions would have the tiebreaker. So it's tougher. I think it's tougher for Green Bay to get there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is, but I don't know. I might put $10 on it.
I was thinking about it. Yeah, I'll think about it. Did K. Williams not snap the ball because he wanted Eberflus fired? That's the next level thinking. He's like if he's that sharp, like yeah,
Wow.
it's gonna be great. He's like, I'm not gonna stop the ball. Like, watch this.
Dude, that's like next level trolling. I love it.
I know. Tom is the marketer of genius. I'm underappreciated.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah. One day Walt will finally honor their friendship watching the video. Well, we're supposed to do a live stream, weren't we? It just never happened.
Yeah. We'll wait till next season, man. We're busy right now.
That's true. We're in the USA is the highest concentration of Russians. So what generally happens is like Russians arrived in New York, so they either went up to Boston, stayed in New York, or went south to Philly. And so you have pockets of Russians there. And then you also have a big pocket of Russians in Miami. And I was asking my dad, I'm like, why there's so many Russians in Miami? And he's like, because they're smart. It's like they moved to Miami just because it's nice down there. So I was in North Beach. This is right before COVID hit, and like right after that Chiefs-Niners Super Bowl, the first one. And like my wife and I are walking around, and like there's a lot of Cuban stuff down there, obviously. Like we saw like this like shopping districts, all Russian stores. I'm like in Russian. I'm like, what is going on down here? And yeah, a lot of Russians just moved to Miami, and they've overtaken. Like it's like Russians and Cubans who have like so much in common because they everyone fled communism. They all like hate left wing stuff.
I think you were telling me about the Russian population in South Florida.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Watch the WNBA game in person would be a great fantasy punishment. Yeah, exactly. Tom disagree.
I love the stipulations.
Yeah,
no phone.
No alcohol or gamble.
The stipulations are freaking hilarious. That would be tough, man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't drink, but the other two, you can't bring a phone or gamble in the game.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Very tough, yeah.
I can't believe Papa John Eli once partook in a devil's trio.
Papa John. I can't believe that's where we are on the show.
Yeah. He talks all nostalgia. It really is.
Papa John.
It really is. Big chains have no chance against local joints when it comes to low quality. Yeah, absolutely.
Sure,
yeah, 100%.
Dude, there's I set the bar low when it comes to service, man. Like really? I have no expectations because if you set the bar like what you the kind of like, right? Like, dude, people don't give a crap, man. Like if if I go to like I don't know, like let's say I'm not saying I had bad service at Panera Bread. In fact, I haven't. But a place like Panera Bread,
I don't think I've ever had good service in Panera Bread.
Really? Actually, I've had pretty good service there. I don't go there that often, but
they always screw up my order without fail. Something's always
really. Off. They've never screwed up my order. One time I went in there and it's like the employee, like I was there like ready to give my order, and she's like talking like she's at the register and like having like a literal like minute and a half long conversation with her employee, like her coworker, about like some stupid bull crap, and it's like I was like, hi, and she was just like, oh, like sorry. It's like people don't care, and like I guess I sound like a curmudgeon here, but like so what I did and like whatever, because like to me it's just like I just kind of chuckled. I set the bar low, man. People say live your best life. I say live your mediocre life. I live my mediocre life. That way my expectations are often exceeded.
There you go.
That's the way you got to do it, man. Because if you expect to like if you go to I don't know McDonald's, if you're doing the Super Size Me challenge. And it's like if you're expecting like super fresh, like other than like Chick-fil-A, like where like I've never been to. Well, I think Chick-fil-A is overrated too. Like it's fine, it's good, but I would never like wait in the line like wrapped around the damn block.
I've done it so many times. Come on,
it's man. It's not that good. Like it's good, but it's not that good.
How dare you? It's so good.
Silence, blasphemer. No, but it's just like I don't dislike it, but I'm not like, oh, like some people go crazy for it. I'll take it or leave it. I mean, if you offer me a free Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, I'm going to eat it. The ads for Chick-fil-A are so stupid. It's like they have those customer tests. It's like, hi, I'm Jim from Cow Pass, Indiana. And the thing that I like the most about the spicy chicken sandwich is the chicken. It's like, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Yeah, I don't get. I hate those commercials.
God, like you ever see an ad nowadays, and it's just like what was that an ad for? That happens to me all the time, man.
Right.
I guess it's just me getting older,
or it's just bad ad execs making bad.
Yeah,
bad
but products. I think there's a younger generation that's like, oh, like they kind of get it. more than me. There has to be.
I guess so. I don't know.
No, there is. I'm not saying like they know something more than I do, but they can relate to it more. But like I don't know. It's like, oh, I guess that was an ad for like perfume or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I didn't really understand what was happening in the. You know. So anyhow.
All right, so there are a lot of stories on Reddit. People going to places that ended up being mafia fronts. Those are the best pizza they ever tasted. Yeah, I feel like those are the best because like they actually like care. Or they're they're trying to fool people into believing it's like legit, and so they actually have like good pizza.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I used to answer the phone as Grover Cleveland. I said whenever I get a spam call, I should just pretend to be a pizza joint. Very happy for the Lions. Eagles Packers second round matchup. Yeah, that's where it's trending. Is there a guaranteed money attached to this idiotic James Conner contract? I didn't get a look at it. I thought it was like 2 years, 19 million, right, or something. I didn't get a chance to get a good look at it, but I will grade it at some point. Backers and Seahawks, SNF 12-15, just for Quackies.
There we go.
Yeah, Green Bay would need to win out. Detroit would need to lose 3 games.
Could happen. I mean, it is a long shot, but I didn't think it was going to be like 19-1 long shot.
Yeah, that's it. Is just going through the tiebreakers is pretty tough.
Yeah.
So the Bears come even closer to being Green Bay with Eberflus. In fantasy, Green Bay is a major threat. Yeah, they are. All right, so I really like Godfather's Pizza. Anzalone being out huge though. He's the Lions QB on defense. Yeah, missing him is definitely a big factor. Didn't Green Bay hire Saleh to help with defense? Justy has gone to crap. Yeah, they made their defense quarter head coach or interim head coach, and so he's not handling their responsibilities anymore. So like that's so stupid what they did. Joe for show says I'm only Russian in MS. It feels like I'm the only and
Missouri.
Okay. And yeah, or is it Mississippi?
Oh no, you're right. It is Mississippi. Missouri is MO as MO.
Yeah. Russians are on the Atlantic coast. They don't go to the west. So it's almost like the Starks. They don't ever go south. It's like Russians never go west. Saleh got a bad deal. Yeah, he made a lot of mistakes, like bad in-game management. He wasn't a good coach, but at the same time, like that we've seen that they should not have done what they did. Like at least like name your special teams coordinator, the head coach. The defensive guy can concentrate on defense. Peyton Manning or Peyton Manning?
Those are decent commercials.
Peyton Manning.
But some of them, they go a little too far, like calculating Manning. It's like, you're reaching a little bit, but respect. You know,
we're gonna get Fluffer Manning soon. What? All right. Last order of business. I want to hear your Clue analysis.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. There are some really good parts. You love Christopher Lloyd. It was a fun movie. I did like it. I really thought I thought Mr. Body or the cook was gonna be they were they weren't dead the whole time. They're just pretending to be.
Well, I mean that did happen. You know, the butler, as you found out, he pretended to be dead, and then they killed him again.
Right. But no, I really like I like how they provided like a few different endings.
Yeah.
Though I wasn't so sure like how they kind of tied together like the telegram girl. I mean, I guess like you have to like get into the realm of like, you know, the suspension of disbelief a little bit. Probably like Professor Plum was having an affair with her and like all these other things. I thought it could have used a little more like, I don't know, like beefing up that side of the story maybe a little bit, but I really did like it. I was trying to I figured it was going to be something crazy, so that's why I tried to, you know, it was going to be something unexpected, so I tried to come up with something, you know, a little contrarian, of course, because that's how I operate. But no, it was a good recommendation. I did like it. It was good.
Yeah, it was. It turned out it was everyone.
Yeah. No, good recommendation.
The two great quotes was like, first Mrs. White when she's like, flames on the side of my face.
Yeah,
Speaking breaths. The one of her favorite things.
Yeah.
And then when Mr. Green is like, I'm going home to have sex with my wife.
Yeah, that was great. I love when Green like catches the cook and he's like, "Can I get a little help?" And like no one comes to like help him, and he's like almost falling over.
That movie is there's so many like funny moments in that movie.
Yeah,
Like,
agreed.
it's
I liked it.
Yeah, I love one of my favorites. I love watching that movie. I could rewatch that like over and over.
Have you you don't like documentaries?
Nope. We've gone
Should
through
watch.
this.
I'm going to watch it again. The John Benet Ramsey. It's a 3-part series.
All right. Well, I suggest something else? Like, okay, I'll recommend a documentary to you. My Octopus Teacher on Netflix.
Yeah. You told me about it. I need to get around to watching it because a lot of people have told me it's really good.
So it's not like
all right. So I solemnly swear that affirm that by next show I'll watch that.
Okay.
Just like I will. I make good. I watched Clue this time.
You did. It's not like I don't even like documentaries, and like I wouldn't even like. It is a documentary, obviously, but it's not really a documentary because like what I would classify it as is like almost a movie about a man and his like animal friend. You know.
Right.
So it was so good. Like.
I've heard a lot of good things about it, so yeah. I will check it out for next show, and then we can discuss a little bit at the end. Boy, do I like the Jaguars, and boy, do I like the Broncos this week. So I'll tell you what, hey, that under. Remember, I was saying I really like the under in that Colts Lions game. That did come through by a while. It was 24-6. The under was 50.5.
Yeah, we both like the under.
Yeah.
That was a good one. One day, Quacky and I will invent a time machine tribute to Christopher Lloyd and use it to impress a teenage boy.
Huey Lewis in the news, man. I love that Huey Lewis is one of the judges in the beginning in that opening scene when we're the pinheads.
Yeah.
I'm afraid it's just too damn loud. Or is it too darn loud, or is it too dang loud?
I don't know.
I can't remember now. I've only seen the movie 800 times. I hope they don't ever remake a motion picture. I know like Rick and Morty is obviously like borrowed from that, but like if they had tried to remake every movie now and like most of them suck, don't try to do it with Back to the Future. I'll be pissed. No. I don't want to deal with it. Don't do that. Why do you have to do that? I hope they don't, but I swear one day, because I know it's going to be bad.
Oh, of course it will.
I don't want it to be bad, man. And no, Quacky, why do you let it ruin it? It's not. When I say it ruins it for me, I don't literally mean that, but it just sucks because then like people will see that, like like a younger generation will see like, oh, Back to the Future, no, that movie sucks. It's like, yeah, but like you didn't see the original, like you didn't, it's just like I don't know. It gives it less like longevity. It gives like same like they did that with The Matrix. Mm-hmm. The original Matrix is one of my favorite movies of all time, from the one made in 1999. And they made one a few years ago. Oh my God, it's the worst movie ever made. But I heard a theory, and I have a theory that it was done that intentionally because they wanted to put it to bed.
Really?
Well, yeah, the Wachowskis, they said they were going to make the movie with or without them. Mm-hmm. And the Wachowskis like, okay, well, we're going to make it suck so that no one will ever want to revive it ever again.
Wow.
That's a theory. And I think if that was true, I think that was a good move by them.
Yeah,
to do that, because it's just like, God, it was so horrible. It was so bad. It's so aggressively bad. It seemed intentional. I think it might have been.
Yeah, so. That's it could be. Yeah.
Utah hockey won 6-0. By the way,
I know.
That's awesome.
I mean, yeah, you told me that you bet.
Sorry, yeah.
All right. Is the Octopus Teacher anything like Mary Schmitz? Who's Mary Schmitz?
I'm not familiar with that.
I should Google documentary. This. I Googled this. I don't know. Chris, you have to tell us. All right. I guess that's about it. Thanks guys for watching, commenting. Really
appreciate it, everybody.
Especially thank you to Dro for show. Not Dr. Ofascio, but Dro for show. 499 super chat. Really appreciate it. Have fun at the game. But yeah, and everyone have a great time watching the games tomorrow and Monday, and good luck with all your bets. And we're gonna have final thoughts Sunday morning. Gonna do player props and singing parlay from the Monday night game on Monday afternoon as usual. So tons of content as usual. WalterFootball.com. So please like, subscribe, comment below this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. All right, well, she's the teacher that slept with her student and later married him.
No, it's not like that.
No, it'll be a little spicy if that were, but no, it's not.
Yeah.
I highly recommend my
Completely
actress
different.
teacher.
Completely different.
All right, so Tom, anything you want to plug? Any final thoughts?
I guess that's it. Well, I mean, I haven't been streaming in a while, so I still haven't updated anything. But
Okay.
hey, let me tell you what. Like I was saying, I really like the Packers to win the Super Bowl. I think it's floating around 14 or 15-1. Holy smokes! How about my Orlando Magic? I think they're like 15-1 to win the East. Give it a shot, man. I took them. I took them at 15-1 to win the East. They don't even have Paolo back, and I think they've won like 9 out of 10. Dude, Franz Wagner is the man.
Oh, yeah, he's on a roll. Yeah,
the Magic
he was like 9,500 on DraftKings the other night.
Yeah, he's awesome. But I'll tell you what, whenever Paolo does come back, and I think it's going to be maybe around Christmas time ish, fade the Magic, especially if they stay hot the game he comes back. There's always an adjustment period. Yeah. You know, you think like, oh, they've been great without him. Now it's going to be even better. You know.
Yeah, you're right.
So I always like to look for opportunities like that. But I'm telling you what, man, the Magic are for real. Don't buy into Cleveland that much. They started out what like 16-0, 17-0. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're really good, but I'm telling you, I don't know. Like Boston has been good too, but not terribly convincing. I think this could be Orlando's year, baby. Okay. Please, I'll do anything. No, I love to get excited about Magic basketball. I've been a lifelong fan of theirs since they made the finals in the 94-95 season. That was my first year watching basketball. So I've been through a lot of heartbreak and a lot of nothing with them. You know, they've been bad for most of their existence, but it's so good to see. You know, they have a good young team there. I hope they can keep it together. But 14-1 to win the East. I mean, as things stand now, I mean, like I think they could definitely, you know, if they keep moving this way, like it's not out of the question for them to beat like Boston or Cleveland maybe in a series. I don't think they probably should have beaten Cleveland in that series last year. But man, if they can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and you've got them at 15-1, I mean, you're in a pretty good situation there for, you know, decent for hedging. But I'm telling you, they're good. They're good. I love the Magic. So that's all I got, I think. So.
Okay, nice. Definitely keep that in mind. All right, guys. Like I said, have fun watching the games and betting the games. And thank you, Chris, for the college football picks. 4-1 today. So hopefully next week goes just as well or better. But we'll be back on Tuesday with Evan, Wednesday with Kenny. You know, his medical situation there. It was not that bad. Like he just got home from the hospital late. So he will be back presumably on Wednesday. So it's good news. And then
Thursday,
good. Thursday with Andy. Yeah, I was concerned about Kenny. He's it wasn't him. Like a family member of his had to go to the hospital.
Oh,
okay. And like he said he was like, I'll be home. And he's like I won't have anything to do, so I want to come on. And then like I sent him the link, and like he never responded like at all until like the next morning. And he's like, I got home at like 5 a.m. Like okay. So he should be on. Andy will be on next week as well. And then you want to confirm that you'll be on Saturday? Next Saturday?
I'll be there, baby.
All right,
what are we? Good. What's next week? Next week isn't Christmas, is it?
No, we're not there yet. My son's super excited though. He's like, we told him we just put up a Christmas tree. And we told him it's December, so he's all ready for Christmas. So I'm excited for him. You know, we have kids. You know, they're going to be way more excited for Christmas than you are. So yeah. So it's gonna be the first year he probably remembers for Christmas. So it's gonna
be Well, that's exciting and good stuff.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. Look forward to it. So, all right, guys. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you later. And Tom, that's always great doing this with you.
Yeah. So, thanks, Walt. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
All right, guys.